We shall mute ourselves. We just have to make our own spooky music because we can't hear it, so that's fine. Hey, we have spooky music!
So that's us making it to session number 16 with cute spooky music in the background.
And no major player death.
Yeah.
And officially could hear the spooky music this time.
Well, no, we actually have had an official play death. We had die.
He's dead.
Alright, technically she died before the campaign though, so it's all good.
But her spirit's now departed. Her spirit hung on for so many sessions and then got kicked out.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm imagining Janzo's probably been kicked out by about now, I would think.
Oh yeah, no, you did. You rolled the... Oh no, it wasn't.
No, he refused. Yeah,
He got
refused
done
to
off
leave.
scene.
Yeah.
Whereas went on scene. Which was quite amazing, actually.
Yeah. I wonder what she's gonna do once she realizes she kind of killed her own mum.
But she didn't kill her own mum.
Well,
Yeah.
she tried to get control and she's like, nah, bitch. Then, oh, killed mum. Whoops.
I don't know, just sent mum on to where she needed to go.
Mum's gone. When I pushed her a little too hard.
Okay, so today at the table we have Kira. So describe your character again for everyone.
I am Margot, the fighter, who is half gnome, half goblin, who apparently looks like a goblin.
Half goblin, half gnome, because you start off with the hobgoblin part.
Oh, that's right, hobgoblin, yep. And I tend to cause chaos.
While hiding your actual actions, which is actually quite good.
She's a sneaky, clever girl.
So yeah, she is doing well so far and has managed to achieve objectives no one even knows she's done.
And now I'm going to go to the seedy part of Krav Maga and...
I don't think there is a seedy part to go to because it's all seedy.
That's true.
There is one area that is not seedy and you don't want to go there.
Oh.
It's Stepford Wives like.
Oh,
Very much like that.
Actually.
So, I'm kind of hoping to see if I can get a necromancer to make me like an undead squirrel pet. So let's see how we go.
Called Bitey.
Yeah.
Why do you call him Bitey? Because he bites everyone. See?
So yeah, I want to see if I can get him to bring some back to life for me.
Okay, so next on our list is Morgan.
Hi, I'm playing Quest, the Goblin Bard. He's a dashingly ugly, daring doer.
Who's managed not to be killed so far, even though he's one of the most hated species in the region.
Isn't he currently being carried around, like, pretending to be dead?
Yep.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
That's okay, he just needs to put on Jedi robes, because not Jedi style robes, because no one ever seems to notice Jedi walking around, even though they're the only ones wearing those robes. Just watch any of those movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll go
No,
find
it's
a
very
trolley and like
Sorry,
put some big heavy
this is
coat
not
on,
the
be a
quest
bag
you're
lady.
looking for.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I was trying to think, what's the line I need for that?
And so you look in some of the, even on the car animated version of it, you'll see all these people in military uniform, and this person in a robe walk past them, and they completely ignore them.
Yeah, nobody says anything. Nobody goes, "Who the hell is that guy?"
Passive mind trick.
Yeah.
I'm not the Jedi.
And then they also get people who are resistance members will then put on the same sort of robes and walk along, and they'll let them go through too, and they're not even Jedi, so it's not a Jedi thing.
It's a robe thing, yeah.
It's a robe thing. You wear the robe, no one sees you. So it was actually quite funny. And then next person up we have is Peter.
I'm playing Willy Won Kenobi. I'm an aspirant of the Lost Errant, practitioner of the renowned Tiger Style, and saviour of both Quest and Margot. At some point, I'm going to end up being the protector of the little people. I'm sure.
You got to work on Kroll then, because he's also little.
You got to do what you have to do.
Just because you have to stab him first to save him.
Doesn't mean you didn't say that. Just sit down, self-heal now, buddy.
Actually, you managed to get a smile out of Stefan for that one. He actually could imagine it, couldn't you? Which brings us to Stefan.
I am playing Kroll Samara, who is known as the Green Dervish. He is a gnome. Sorry, he's an elf, half gnome, and he is primarily the group healer, battle scout, kind of. So he's a bit of both. Does pretty well, but also tends to kick ass when he pulls at his bow.
I am still waiting for him to get the Book of Healing, which you will then use to help heal with. Heal, damn you!
I was say,
Heal,
oh,
damn
that'd
you!
be alright, yeah.
Why aren't you healing?
Book drop.
No, come
the
on,
healing dagger.
that's a special skill of Zal's, okay?
It's on the alternate Friday. We actually have a book of Resurrection like that, where they actually have been healing people by hitting them with the book.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And it's
It
worked.
works.
So that brings us online to M.
Hello, I am playing Duza, the technically human half orc, but more orc. Slightly more orc than one of our other party members, who is currently playing dead. Not to rub it in much, but
You're the taller
Just
version
like
of
to
orc.
point it
You
out.
got the tall jeans, you got the short jeans.
yeah.
Aren't they just shorts?
I am the lieutenant. The captain is currently MIA. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, and next person up is Parry.
So I'm playing Parry.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Come in.
Yeah, I'm playing Parry. Ultimately known as the toughest wizard known in the land.
The tanky wizard.
The wizard who
Thank you,
casts
wizard.
punch.
Exactly.
The wizard who what?
Who casts punch.
Yes.
That's his special spell.
Yeah. So Parry is going to be wondering if there's anything maybe salvageable from all the knowledge that was lost.
Quite possibly.
Because I want to learn. Give me learn means. All the
Oh, look,
stuff.
there's the captain.
What can be seen?
Your hand.
And
Hey!
You are the hand, and occasionally there's a bit of a mustache that comes through.
Mustache.
Just a bit of the mustache.
Floating moustache.
Which hand can be seen?
The hand closest to the girl.
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
Just need the cat.
Unfortunately, he'll be all claws.
He's never there.
Well, that's strangely thematic, really.
Okay, and just showing up just in time for the introductions is the fearless leader, Adam.
Okay, so I'm playing Zed Sharp, the disciplined soldier, disciplined, poker-faced, generally efficient and ruthlessly so in combat, who is very frustrated at the state of Kaer Magar right now.
Well, like any time in history, it's constantly in flux.
This seems more in flux than
And look,
normal.
We all know that you are the only person keeping this place
that
afloat.
one?
This is your own fault.
This is my own fault. This lowly level 1 leaves town for a few years. this higher level dungeon just goes to hell.
After I woke up.
Well, if you don't, keep hitting that switch every so many days, then you're bad
That's
things
right.
happen.
Obviously. Alright.
Okay, so to bring everyone up to speed from what was happening, you'd been given a job to find out what was happening with the Pathfinders in the city. Because apparently someone was giving the Pathfinders a bad name and had apparently set up a lodge here.
We only just got here.
But the thing is, you're helping with that, but just because you're helping with that setting a bad name, that's your point. And so you were given this task to do, and you're given a guy to go see and ask about it. Because he'll be able to help you. So
Very helpful.
you then make your way here, you take the half-light path up because it's the fastest way. At which point you ignore all the requests.
Yep.
On,
roll.
So someone was daydreaming through the safety briefing. And all he got was here, and here. And then you went up, and then you did everything they said not to do. Nearly.
Everything.
You left one thing off. You didn't cast a spell 3 times.
Oh. Oh, right.
Yeah, we're gonna go back.
Man, so only a 90% completion rate on the list of things not to do.
I think technically I did cast 3 spells.
Maybe that one was outside
No, I
of
was
that
just
little
off.
edge.
We promised to try harder next time.
Yeah, we've got to go
Use
back
a
and do
wolf
it
have
again.
magic.
You cast
Don't worry.
spells just in
Harry
the
will
keys
go
where
do
you weren't
it.
supposed to.
You
You
never
get
got the
100%
third spell
completion
on.
on the things I'm
Yeah.
not to do.
The third spell would have killed the party.
Right.
That's why you didn't cast 3 spells.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I've actually got listed on there what the third spell will do to the party.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty horrific.
Oh, then we could have played all new characters.
Okay, so then you arrive in city, and you decide to start ticking off all the bucket list options of Karmagar.
Arson, jaywalking.
Murder.
No,
Oh,
arson,
no.
jaywalking.
You just getting around there, and deciding you want to do it all in the one day.
Oh, hey, ship's leaving. You gotta go.
That's just how you roll. And apparently you
Literally?
managed to take off far more than most people ever do in a couple of years. All in the one day. You did well. And you've also managed to get notoriety, and people now know the name Zed. And
Awesome.
Sharp. In
Awesome.
the same sentence.
Nice.
And that is almost unheard of in this city.
Ending well.
Isn't that because the
Number 1.
the goblins or the gargoyles?
The gargoyle messenger system is running into overdrive.
Yeah.
And also a couple of people got upset with a certain person by the name of Zed Sharp.
Yeah.
So that they help propagate the badness. So instead of actually, going after them themselves, they just poke the community, and then the community does it for them. So then you came back to a discussion that was lively,
Mm-hmm.
and we ended up wrapping up the session at the end of that lively discussion, with people needing to rest for the night, to be able to recover and refresh for the next day.
To kick some ass.
Other than guiding people along the path to the city, what do the Dust Wardens do?
They map out the undertunnels, nightly. So they nightly go through and clear out the tunnels in preparation for the next day.
Random.
They deal with any. So they've also got structural engineers dealing with rock falls, and so they're constantly bricking up new tunnels that animals have or creatures have burrowed through, and mapping a new route. They've got amazing maps of the Undercity. They're also responsible for dealing with anybody who's got basement levels, like so if they're on the ground level of Kamagar, and if they've got a basement and there's incursions going into the basement, you can call the Dusk Wardens to come and just give your basement a once over to see if it matches up to, because they know what's underneath. So if you've got a basement, they may know that 6 feet down you've got a giant 200-foot drop tunnel or something underneath you. Do not dig, and if you hear anything coming, you need to let us know.
Or call before you dig.
Yeah,
Or
very
a
much dial before you dig.
Intermediate
Dust
power that may
Wardens
devour you in your sleep if you just happen to tap too many times on the wrong stone.
Yeah, so they're very good. If you've got a building on ground level, rule number 1: get the Dusk Wardens to check it out to see if you really want to stay there.
Okay. So they have nothing to do with, other than the paths. Like, they've got. What do they have to do with the levels lower, underneath the sea?
Everything. Like they're
So they've been to the bottom.
they're the guardians of. Sorry, they're the guardians of the path in and out, which goes from very top to very bottom. They also know a lot more about the stuff that's underneath that the common citizens don't.
Okay, so they've been to the very bottom levels. Of
Unknown. Nobody talks about that
Why?
because the most people in Kamagar don't know how deep the tunnels go.
There is a document in the Absalon library that you guys may have come across about Kamagar that says they don't even know if there is a bottom to Kamagar.
It may go below. The cliff face is like 2,000 feet tall. The holes may go 4,000 feet deep.
Okay.
They don't know.
And they also have noted that the structure predates anything built by people on the planet.
It may be the oldest structures on the planet. Nobody knows. It predates history.
It is the first city. Which is
They go
why
down 4,000 deep, deep tunnels.
which is why a Pathfinder Lodge here makes sense.
And the reason one has never been allowed is because they think the Pathfinders are overzealous idiots, overzealous grave robbing idiots.
So we're likely to prod the bear and
Yeah.
have horrible things happen.
Yeah, no, we don't want Pathfinders poking around. Thank you very much. All evidence suggests that's a bad idea. So while any individuals are welcome, because shady people come through and steal shit and do that sort of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Organizations are not generally welcomed. So to have an organization of Pathfinders setting up base has been tried and forcibly ejected on several occasions. And so to hear that somebody is now drawing one on the sly, so they're not forcibly ejected, but the people who are finding out about it are giving Pathfinders a bad name,
Yep.
is annoying to the Pathfinder Society, and it's annoying to Zed personally, because Zed had her personal mission to actually get approval to set up a Pathfinder Lodge here from the Kermagans first.
So are there any theories about what may or may not be down there?
Many.
Any that have
Death.
any kind of level of
Madness.
I think
Both of those are certain.
If you're asking, like, I don't know what background your character's got in the lore, but if you're asking Zed will openly tell you undead, underdark monsters are plenty, failed magical experiments that the Wizards Guilds have just dumped down a hole, like a flesh golem, right? Absolutely, and then you have undead, underdark monstrosities just tunneling through
And
for
you
fun.
also have abominations from before people knew how to make them.
But Zed would say that they are. I've heard stories about them, but never have come across them myself.
okay.
And then in terms of rumors, there's rumors of anything you want. You want a veggie pygmy colony that's like tapping under there, or drow, underdark, dwarves.
Nagas.
No, but
Josh can get veggie piggy
Huggers.
again.
Monstrosities from the elemental planes, demonic overlords tunneling through. It could all just be a giant conspiracy that the merchants consortium have to cover their mining operation, and they're in cahoots with the Dusk Wardens.
All
Like
the thing
there's
is that they pretended that it's the oldest city in the world, just made people come here and die.
and also there's the darker suggestions that the Godsmouth ossuary and those giant skulls are actually giant altars feeding titans who are one day going to come to life.
No, there's odd gods sleeping down there.
Yeah, they're full gamut, and because most people who go down don't go back. Hell, most people who are escorted, like there's a significant proportion of them don't come out. The rumor mills can be extreme on every end, but Zed will honestly tell you, there's horrible stuff down there, and the Dusk Wardens do their very best to get people through safely, and their duty is to protect the city while keeping an open trade route. They have a very simple mandate, and they keep very good maps of what they know, which they don't like to share. Because people go poking around in places they shouldn't.
They do. And they might even walk into portals and cause disasters and that sort of thing.
Yep. And they're already really pissed at the trouble we stirred up, and then spent a night camping in the Half-Light Path. I am never going to hear the end of that. Yay us for surviving. I am never going to hear the end of that.
Hey, but you survived.
Yeah. This much trouble for doing it. This much glory for surviving it. This much trouble for doing it.
He's the boy who lived.
Yeah.
So you can imagine having that title for the rest of your life?
So we should, instead of calling you Sharp, we should call you Lady Who Lived?
Oh, well, right now you can pick. You've got Lady Troll Prophecy, Lady Rune-Covered Freak, Lady Who Lived, Lady Pharasma Pisserophora. I don't know how many different things were pissed off in the last 24 hours, but the list is growing.
Well,
Alright, here we go.
The
The lady who lived to piss off Pharasma, who's now covered in ruins. There you go.
If you get the whole set, does that mean you win something?
Oh, God, I don't know. I don't want to win this one. This is like
bingo.
This is like the worst game of bingo ever. If you finally get to strike a line through, that's actually the sword cutting through your ribs. Alright, so that's...
So, yes,
that's in a nutshell.
and that was you having a discussion before heading in for the night.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Could Zed make a will save?
I don't know. Can she?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. It was one of those unlikely to succeed thoughts.
Let's find out. Will save is +5. Is that right?
So low.
It is. Yeah, that's right.
It's always interesting watching newly minted people take on the higher level quests.
I didn't want to take on higher level quests. 13!
13. Okay, so while everyone's asleep, you start hearing Zed screaming through the night.
Okay.
Fidget smack!
And in the middle of the scream, you hear a deep booming voice going, "Interesting, another rune scarred. Which will they choose?"
Big voice coming from where?
For the record, Zed's sleeping on the couch in front of the fireplace in the main room.
Yep.
So,
That's it's echoing through the room.
Yep.
And the house.
yeah, not behind a locked door or anything.
And so you hear this deep voice coming, just echoing everywhere. And it's not actually out, it's just in your heads.
I tell mine to fuck up, I'm sleeping.
They don't even seem to be listening to you.
No, I'm sure they're not, but I'd be annoyed that I got woken up.
Quest grabs the weapon and runs downstairs to check out the source of the screaming.
And
Not even top 10 weirdest thing that happened today.
and you see Zed just lying there screaming, convulsing on the couch.
It's not it's past midnight.
Yeah.
That's the first thing
Taste
that's
it over.
I'll get a chair or something,
And popcorn?
No, I'll prod her with the chair.
convulsing. Bang! Wake up!
Okay.
You're dreaming.
Give me an attack roll.
2.
The 2. Okay. You're gently prodding Zed with the chair, trying not to harm her as you do so.
Yeah.
And Zed hasn't even noticed at all. You're just sitting there screaming.
Quest full backhand, front hand, backhand again. Wake up! You're dreaming.
Okay.
Wake up the whole
Give
neighbourhood.
me an attack roll.
That's unarmed strength.
So
right?
now got these two people. Smack! Smack! Poke! Smack!
Meanwhile, I
Everybody?
think Dooz is probably going to go
But
catch
it's
Kroll, which is
strength
probably
is-
already awake.
Unarmed attack, which you'd
So,
be trained.
16.
Proficient in, yeah. So, yes, solid slap on the face, solid slap on the face, solid slap on the face. No damage, but you're still awake. Still screaming, seems to be having some sort of nightmare.
Unless I've got any sort of will saves or perception rolls, I'm just going to lie there and take it, apparently.
Dooza goes
No, I'm
gets
sleeping.
Coral with
Someone else
everything.
I
yells
wanted to get
away.
comments on that one, I wanted to.
I'm just sleeping.
Where's water?
What was that, Em?
Damn Calistrians.
What is Dooza doing?
Dooza's probably gone to fetch Crawl wherever he is, though he's probably already awake from all this breathing and weird voices in our head.
Yeah, I'm probably awake and just staring at this point.
Harry's having happy dreams.
Hell yeah.
Quest goes and gets a bucket of water.
Yep. And Crow, someone's gotten you. What do you do?
Get up and watch.
Okay.
It's entertaining.
You see Quest come back with a bucket of water.
That's fine. As long as there's a waterboard, I don't care.
What do you do?
He's observing the healing. He's doing a good job.
Well, I need to see how capable the rest of us.
I'm watching.
Splash a little bit on, so I do it a lot.
You gotta pour it on the
Splash a
face?
little bit more. Yeah.
As you pour it, you notice that the water doesn't actually touch it.
Where does it
It
stop?
doesn't what?
It basically,
in
you
a
sort of
bubble.
see as it comes down, it seems to just turn into some sort of glowy mist and just fade away.
Oh, he'll starve to death then.
Poke. I can still poke him. I don't get zapped or anything.
You can still poke him.
Water again.
Him, her, yeah.
They.
I'm sure it will change.
Adam,
Pinch the nose,
Just-
cover the mouth.
Yes, Amy?
Have to wake up.
I think you were rustling that chip packet right next to the mic.
Apologies.
Here's
So
the
like I
mic.
literally couldn't hear anything for like the last half minute while you're rustling in the back there.
Noted. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, after about 5 minutes, Zed just stopped screaming.
After how long?
5 minutes.
I'm not going to wait that
No,
long.
5 minutes. Does Zed sleep with his boots on?
Yep.
Do we have rope?
No, she doesn't.
Nope. Cool. Dagger. Toe. Prod.
Stabs right into the toe.
Still screaming?
Yep. Probably will be screaming with
Yeah, I think that's what it gets.
Pinch the nose,
Stop the breathing.
stop the breathing.
Yep. Okay, at that point she just passes out.
You can let go now.
And I'm not going to guess. Yeah, I probably could. Oh yeah, you're right.
So, let's be clear, was that what stopped the screaming?
Yep.
See, that's what I was there for. I was from the medical point of view. Like, do what you want, but before they die, I just stop there.
Medical intervention.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to kill him, you could just cut his throat.
Take a
She's
shot.
still breathing?
Medicine check.
Well, I just put my hand up against her face.
You gotta know how to do that. Medicine check.
We'll use a mirror.
We know because we're trained enough in that as people.
Yeah.
If you actually look far enough back, that
In the old days, they would have considered mouth-to-mouth breathing the devil back into them.
A natural one.
Oh, yeah.
Natural one? Nope, she's dead.
She did.
Okay.
You killed her.
I look at the party and I stand up and I go, not my fault. Not my fault.
So, Kroll, I believe you're the resident expert here. Or we could just leave him, then.
That's a 23 to
Nice.
check if they're alive.
So, personally, you know she's alive. How would you like to play that?
Yeah, see, Willie's like, ooh, well, not my fault.
My character just goes, yeah, just gets up and goes, yeah, not my fault.
Just
Not my fault.
Just
Come on.
tie a rope around them in case they, rise from the dead and we'll deal with this later.
Wow.
So Zed wakes up in bondage. That's
Not unusual.
not yeah, not what I expected outside my mother's house.
Not unusual.
And then once they tie, chop up and go to bed.
Any hooks in the ceiling?
Yep.
Oh, actually, in the warehouse there would be, yeah.
Yes. This is a display area as well, so yes, you by the feet or by
No, I probably wouldn't take that much effort. Just
I like to point out, at this point, you think they're tying up a corpse.
turn up a corpse so she won't raise it.
So nobody's gone, oh my god, Zed's dead.
No.
Or anything like that. They're just going, oh yeah, you know.
No. That's because you're traveling with psychopaths. If that wasn't clear by now.
Hey, psychopaths.
Hey, look.
And you worried about your character being evil.
If it was any other party member, we'd be having real words right now.
Okay.
Look, but you'll have fake words in the morning.
If like with the goblins we found on the path that we killed and we're going to rise as undead, shouldn't we just break our legs?
Kroll, do you want to take that one?
He's already gone to bed.
Tuza, do you want to take that one?
Oh no! Did Kroll say anything to Dooza, or did you just like, yeah, you can tie her up?
Were you there at the time?
Yes, because she got you.
Oh,
Yeah, you just said.
I would have probably whispered to you, let them have their fun, don't go too far. They're actually still alive, but this is pretty funny and I'm going to bed.
Yeah, Dooza probably puts a stop to it, just like, look, she's alright, just leave her tied up on the couch, she'll be fine.
Are you telling me Willie can't kill people properly?
Hey, it wasn't my fault!
What's good at you?
Apparently
You
not.
can't kill.
With more experience, you'll kill her better next time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right, you hold the nose a tiny bit longer, it's fine.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
You might need to practice it. I'm not there, but
Okay. So yes, morning comes around.
I had a very
Quest stays
restful
up.
sleep.
Zed has a rather disturbing dream. You had this dream that you had these disembodied voices discussing your future.
Or lack of.
And most of them were saying that there was a choice to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was about to come to what the choice was about, it just went dark. As if someone had interrupted the discussion. At which point you have this feeling of being smothered, stabbed, slapped, licked.
I didn't see that bit.
Yeah, it was off to
And then...
Yeah. Dooza!
Wasn't me!
Yep.
And there's something furry sleeping on you.
Puppy boy. You hope.
Hang on.
hope so.
Hey.
You hope.
After the day we just had, I'm making no assumptions.
That's not our puppy. Which one's that?
You done?
Have you noticed that you're actually fucking your visions up?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to
That
stop doing that shit.
that has come to my attention.
I'm gonna have to stop doing that shit.
However, that is what it is. Like I'm
Okay,
not
so, yes.
I'm not arguing that fact.
And then when you finally manage to open your eyes, there's this little cat sitting on your chest staring at you.
A little cat.
Yes.
Where
The
the cat
fuck did that come from?
Quest is awake and watching you.
Yeah.
I hate cats.
Quest, see the cat come in?
Yeah,
or-
the cat came in and sat down on his chest and just stared at him the entire night.
There's a black cat.
Came in from where?
Through one of the well, you don't know where it came in through.
Through the
Somehow managed to come in here.
Whatever, I've seen stranger shit.
Accidentally turned the active
Could it be the pet of...
And I can't shoo it off because my hands are tied, right?
Yep. And he's just staring at you. And when you wake up, it just starts batting your nose.
So who tied me up?
Hey Zed! Do you have weird dreams?
Sorry, who tied me? Like,
Oh, you did.
Sorry, that's not my question. That's not Zed's question. That's my question to the group because I need to know what the DC is to escape.
No. Like, you tied yourself up. You got up in the middle of the night and started tying yourself up.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Which PC tied him up?
Yeah. I need to know what the DC is for me to escape
So you
because
escape, yeah.
I wake up tied up. I am a rogue with a very good escape
I
skill.
would assume you would have discussed who was going to tie
What's
him up.
the-
So you pick the one who was best at it.
No, I
It's thievery.
was going to break his leg.
So it's a
okay.
thievery bonus.
Nah.
So add your thievery bonus to 10, and that's the DC. It's the easy way of doing it.
Yep.
heal broken legs? Like overnight?
No.
You will have, overnight. You will heal 1 hit point plus
will
your
he have
constitution
thievery?
modifier.
So
Sorry?
if we
Will we
had
have
broken
thievery?
his legs, how long would it have taken me?
If you
we
have.
had have broken the legs, how long would that have taken
Yeah, I
to
don't
be
think
fixed?
Quest does.
Well,
Oh,
it depends on
Well, if
if you
you're gonna
use
ask me to
magic
do it, I'll
to
do it.
assist,
Yeah.
or you just
Okay.
wait for it to naturally happen. Naturally, it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
Magic,
So how does
he can be up and walking.
How does it work?
So it's your bonus plus 10. It's yeah.
Okay. Which would be 4, 6, 7.
So DC 17.
And index, trained, plus level.
Yep, so it's three for the proficiency and.
is it 3?
It's
Or it's
two
two for
plus
trained,
your-
one
two
for your level.
For your level, so that's your
That's
proficiency
3.
bonus,
Yeah, yeah.
and then plus your attribute.
Yes, so 17.
So 17.
You got a dex of +4.
Yeah.
Nice.
I am
He's a dex monk.
monk.
Cool.
He is monk. Watch him knock someone out with his fingers.
Cool. And I'm just
Look, he did the Vulcan nerve pinch on you. It worked.
all good. Just trying to find where the escape action is because I don't know if it's athletics or.
It's under. It
depends
is
on what it
under the actions in encounter section, not in skill section, because it describes you can use either acrobatics or athletics to escape.
Okay.
It's based
Page
on
470.
Thank you.
I would imagine that the actual DC would be lower because I would be taking a little bit extra of care to not
that's
cause her
been-
injury.
That's the basic standard thing of doing it. It makes it simple, so you always that's your comfortable way of doing it.
That's a natural 1. Unless someone lets me use a reroll, that's.
Well, there are
Not
six.
happening.
Ah, you
There's
can
no
do
need
that.
to. You wake up and go, untie me.
Oh, it's unarmed attack.
So every time you try to do something and move, the cat just swipes
Yeah,
your nose.
actually, no, because if a natural 1, knowing him, he's going to make me dislocate a shoulder.
I can if you like.
Make it look funny.
Okay,
Well, at least
so
it's not a critical failure.
With a reroll.
It's like, what the hell?
So the cat keeps swatting you every time you try to do something.
Who are you? Is the question to the cat.
It just meows at you.
Because Dawn was going nuts about cats before she left. I'm like, that's the last thing I need.
A holy animal.
Mm-hmm.
I was unwounded too, so what? How
No, they got you.
completely in the end?
Someone had done a healing roll on you. Anytime someone does a healing roll on you, your wound goes away, which is good.
Okay.
Magic does not get rid of it unless you're fully healed and then spend 10 minutes resting.
And
Which is an amusing note.
be fully healed.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna untie?
Yeah, so I look around to see if anyone's in the room.
There is
and
Quest
if-
staring at you, amused by the cat.
So, Quest, please explain.
Well, yeah, you started screaming in the middle of the night.
That tracks.
We tried to wake you up, you wouldn't react to it. Willie managed to help you, like, not be screaming anymore. We tied you up so that you wouldn't injure yourself.
Yeah, it's like, I know my clothes are wet, I'm like, I've got a stab wound in my foot, and you know what? All of that is like, totally fair.
It's not a stab wound, I just pricked
Yeah.
your toe. It's not a stab
Not,
wound.
not even arguing about that.
Yeah, so what were you dreaming about?
Bad omens and horrible choices, I think.
That's enough to make you scream? You need to get some better nightmares, man. Goes and ties him.
You need to toughen yourself up, buddy.
Okay. As you untie him, you notice that the couch around him has runes burnt into it that weren't there in the day before.
Still can't translate these?
The Thassilonian runes.
You're right.
I can translate them, but apparently they're moving. Are they still moving on the couch too?
No, not on the couch.
So the couch has got a static
They have
imprint.
they have the 7 runes, the 7 core runes of the Thassilonian Empire.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Before this goes too far, I wouldn't mind getting you to map out these runes, and we'll
So he's
draw
asking you to draw
some sketches for the files.
Sure.
She wants to do some left drawing.
Like it's hang on, but
Nude pose?
but here's the thing. Not right now. We have other things to do.
goes too far. We can't sell a ruined couch on eBay.
Hey, we can't sell it on eBay. Craigslist.
Art Nouveau.
I only had one death.
Craigslist will go nuts for that shit.
Alright. Quest will go and start making breakfast then.
Yeah.
Okay. Kitchen's fully stocked.
Yeah.
Yep.
With cheese. So you can have cheese this, cheese that.
He makes a gastronomically interesting cheese dish.
And there's a cat just staring at you.
Do you want to get in the dish?
It just, looks at you.
Cuts
When-
a slice of cheese,
And
puts it on the ground.
when this place was getting searched, like, did we find like a cat dish? Like, is this like the house cat, or is this a new?
You never really looked at that.
You'd have to ask Margot.
We'll ask Margot.
Is Margot awake?
Yeah, Margot's
what
awake.
time is it? Like,
Everyone got woken up because it was morning.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
There's
Do
a
you
big
guys-
gong that goes through at some point to let everyone know when morning is.
And Sharp's really confused as to why she didn't wake up at 5.
Just fell back asleep. So,
It
did
was
I
also
see a
tied up
cat
at the
dish?
time.
No, I did not see a cat dish.
What did you get?
4.
4?
I did not see a cat dish. Plus perception, I'm going to still be at 4.
11.
Okay, so you feed the cat some food in its cat dish.
Yep.
In the kitchen.
Yep.
But
So-
Margot never really went.
So there was a house cat,
Apparently.
apparently.
But
Alright.
Quest doesn't say that. Quest says, no, you have to ask Margot if they found a cat dish.
But is Margot up or awake or?
I'm up.
Alright.
I didn't
Okay,
see
so
And does someone actually let me out of the ropes? Because apparently I
Yes.
couldn't.
Quest did.
Quest did
Good,
before he went
thank
to make
you.
food.
Thank you.
But apparently you were so caught up in the moment that your character forgot.
Just been standing there.
I'd
It
assume
was such a comfortable position.
after checking my
uncomfortable.
medical supplies and everything and having breakfast, I'd probably go and just gently pick up the cat, throw. No, I say throw over my shoulder. I'm not actually going to throw it. Just place it over. Yeah, just place it over my shoulder and pet it while I'm walking around.
Willie comes down and you get the shock of your leg.
Do I?
Yes. She's alive!
No, my character's.
Did anyone tell you?
Well,
I didn't.
Doozer sort of said she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'd be fine as.
She'll just shake it off.
She'll walk it off.
But yeah, my character walks down and just.
Well, what's that scene in Avengers? It's like it's the big speech from Captain America.
If you die, walk it off.
Yeah, if you die, walk it off.
Well, the Hulk doesn't
Well,
all
there
the
you
time.
go. Done.
So, I walk down, I see Sharp,
Yep.
I go, wasn't my fault. Just saying,
What wasn't your fault?
everything. So you were screaming, why?
Apparently, I was having some really bad dreams about bad omens and horrible choices.
Bad dreams and horrible choices.
Mhm.
Anything more specific, or that was it?
No, then I kind of passed out, if that's possible, when you're asleep. I'm not quite sure how that happened.
Yeah.
Quest comes over and hands you a fried cheese wrap and hands you a fried
Oh,
cheese wrap.
Thanks, buddy.
Gratefully, thank you.
Something that you should know is, while you were screaming, there was
Thank
a interesting voice
And
that
that
boomed
doesn't
out
matter.
through the house.
Everything else.
I'm not sure if it was just in our heads or in our ears, but it was interesting. And it said, another rune scarred. I wonder which one they will choose.
And then you remember that from your dream.
Parry. Is Josh there?
Yes, Queen.
Yeah, Parry. Parry, what do you know about Rune Scarred?
Rune's Guard.
Rune Scarred.
What do you know about rune scarred?
Guard. Martin, is that a roll, I'm guessing?
That is a roll.
Arcana?
Nothing.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Yep.
How bad nothing? Nothing or everything?
I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Plus 3 plus int. So, 4, 10.
So feel free to make it up. It's a critical failure.
Cool.
10's a critical
Martin,
failure.
Martin, that's a 17.
So on a 17, that is unfortunately a failure, but at least you don't have to make up some lie like Morgan's going to now.
Wow.
It's like
It's another frickin' Wobberjack.
it means no. The
What
gods
objects are
of
true. They're real.
You read an article.
I've heard all about
It's
it.
in a Pathfinder Chronicle.
Look, it means the gods have claimed you as their own. They've branded you. You're like cattle.
Like cattle.
Cattle.
That's not a good thing.
Bought, sold. You know, the other thing.
Oh well, they can take a number and get in line. Callistria owns my soul.
Not anymore.
They can trade for it.
Why only sold him? Not his body anymore, apparently.
Hey, maybe your god sold you.
Traded you on eBay.
But to who? If they did, of course.
Well,
And how would you tell?
Unlikely. But
Which
you
got
know, here's the
twisted
thing.
here.
Really?
Sharp does not believe that could happen. Sharp is a devout follower of Callistria, so it's just like no.
Is it really
That's just
something
that's
your
it,
god
that's
wouldn't
beyond
do?
absurd.
Is it though?
Yep, totally.
Really? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Harry, Doozer, fried cheese wrap.
While we're sitting around talking and whatever, I introduce myself to the cat.
Yep.
Give it a scratch.
He seems quite happy.
Offer it some
Cheese
cheese or
It likes
cheese wrap
cheese.
or whatever.
He's quite happy with you.
Convenient, it's so stacked full of cheese, and the cat likes cheese, no?
I'm just going to hand the cat to you.
Cool. All right, I'll take it. No worries.
Hey, don't lose that.
What, the cat or the cheese wrap?
The
Both.
cat. It's good eating on that cat.
And, you could practice that thing again.
What thing? What are you talking about?
You know, the pinch the nose.
It's not my fault. Shut up. Jesus.
So if I remember correctly, our job for the day is to go and try and find Basil Ardok at the Augur's Entrails pub, and he's apparently drinking all day. Does anybody else have
Well, he's
anything
going to be
else?
there in the morning.
Yep. Does anybody else have anything they wanted to do?
I'm gonna go to the undead section, if everyone wants to come, to go find out about the goblin thing, Quest's family,
Yeah,
and all
weren't
the
we
other
going
stuff
to
attached to that.
try to purchase your family so you could get rid of them or put them to rest appropriately?
Maybe we could do that.
I would propose, seeing as we were trainee Pathfinders, we had a leader and a 2IC. I would suggest the same system. We already have Sharp as acting leader.
I thought Dozer was the
203.
Tarsi.
When was that decided?
Same time.
When I didn't get a vote.
Vaguely.
On the boat, we voted for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I didn't get a vote.
Technically,
Yeah.
we didn't vote. It was just Doozer's going to stay there, and whatever Sharp can run it for now.
Well, if that's the case, then I would propose that we have the leader go one
Yeah.
direction and the 2IC take others and go the other.
Sounds fine.
I'm happy to escort Quest and Margot to do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
So she'll be your bodyguard.
Sure. Okay.
They even sing the song for you.
And Quest, remember that discussion we had about the Bardic college?
You want me to run by there today?
If that's an option.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure we can manage that.
Hang on. Do you want to take down a letter of introduction for me to sign?
I don't know. Can I find someone who isn't quite so notorious at the moment?
Do you want to make Notorious work for you or not?
Look, I'll get one for you to sign.
Yep.
Somebody in there. And he writes down an identical letter, and I'll find someone else for this to sign.
Sure. I read it to make sure it's not completely wildly disproportionate and sign it accordingly. Basically, a letter of introduction to the Bardic College for him to start petitioning people to make paintings and pictures for us. And hopefully, hopefully there's a byline in there, like, and welcome to study, and please advise what's required. Because this place is awesome. This place is run by literally a legendary bard.
Yep. I've got his signature, and I'll go practice his signature.
Yeah, go file that away, practice it for later, yep.
Nice.
And Zed actually does have a oh no, I don't. I deliberately didn't buy that. No, never mind. I don't have a signet ring yet.
We'll work on that one.
Yep. No, it's another time.
Sharp.
Yep.
In terms of sending messages or mail from Karmagar back to the Pathfinder Society, what's the safest way?
You need to hire someone to get it to the southern villages, which means you need to hire someone to go down the half-light path for you.
Oh, right, okay. So there's no way to go over it.
Well, the way I was-
There's no reliable one, but if you want to try and make friends with a mage or a gargoyle, those are your options.
I'm guessing mages aren't friendly types.
Oh, a lot of them are incredibly friendly if you've got money.
Right. Okay.
And so it absolutely can happen, but they're wildly varied. One of them may charge you a silver just for kicks, the other one may charge you your firstborn kid.
And then you just boom, 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 boom on the door.
Did anyone order breakfast?
Oh God, I'll go and answer the door.
There's this pretty boy standing on the other side of the door.
The pretty boy from the other day. Margot notices. and
Harry, is this
saunters over
yours?
too.
What was that?
I said, Harry, is this
There's a
yours?
we
pretty,
do
pretty
for
boy at the door.
I'm here to find my friend Zed.
Really? It's for you.
I ask him, so is he back for a round?
Disappointed.
He just gives you a wink.
What?
Margot like,
Pay first, play later.
I might take that one.
Oh, Zed. It's one main room. Zed isn't even going up to the bedrooms or anything, so it's like the front door's right there. Who is it?
There's Miss Feather.
Miss Feather.
Yep.
It's a bloke called Miss Feather.
Yep.
Right. Okay, sure.
One of your gang.
Of course he was.
You worked out of the Callistra temple and you're worrying about a male prostitute called Miss
No,
Feather.
it's just... it just seems like right now, everybody was in this gang.
He was here the day before. Only your gang knew where to find you.
I gotta find that drunk guy who pissed on the front door, apparently. And that street urchin that tried to pick your pocket.
Stole off with the fucking cheese. So I don't
Miss
know where
Feather.
the cheese came from.
I greet Miss Feather like an old friend. Miss Feather, good to see you're alive and well.
He said, well, I see you've downgraded. I really like the male form a bit better. You just have better cheekbones.
Well, then
That gives you the nice big butt slap while you're going.
accepts it with pride, and it's like, well, the next look may go back to classics, but
Try something different is always good.
trying something different. Variety is the spice of life, my friend. How can I help?
Well, I thought I'd drop by again because I did speak to your rather strange,
Batman.
No? Not really sure what it was. It just had this hard mixture of different races. I couldn't tell what it was.
What it was. Okay.
But it was very polite.
Okay.
And for a price, I'd do it. You know, I'd do anything for a price.
For a price.
I did in the past. Great times. You remember that time we did that couple?
Yeah. So many good times. So okay. Thank you for coming back.
Well, you asked for information.
I did. So what can you tell me?
Well, my contact.
Please sit down. Quest, could I trouble you for another one of those fried egg sandwiches? Or fried egg wraps, whatever they were? Please.
Yeah, sure.
Please and thank you.
Beaver's gonna cost.
He says, sure, I'll give you some information. How's that sound?
What's the information?
What's the food?
Fried cheese wraps.
Fried cheese wrap. That's what it
Obviously, I'm selling it very cheap then.
Seems fair.
was. Please. I'd love to hear all about it. Unfortunately, we are in a bit of a rush this morning, but I will absolutely make time to find out how you've been for the last few years.
Well, I heard that you've been... Well, I'm doing great. I'm fabulous.
You are.
And he looks over at Perry and gives Perry a wink.
I give him a wink back.
He says, I'll be seeing you later. And he looks over and Willie says, maybe. Maybe.
Hey, didn't you roll like the natural
Yeah,
20?
that's right.
Hey, you're like, hey,
Yeah, he shakes his head.
yeah, by default, no, but you know what?
Yeah. As he strokes this lovely white cat.
Oh, dear. No judgment. This is a city of no judgment.
He says, well, I heard you're looking for the Ardok.
Bezel Ardok. That's
Yep,
absolutely
Mr.
true.
Bezel.
Okay.
Well, I don't really call him Mr. Bezel, I call him Mr. Ardok. But he has 6 golem bodyguards that you should be aware of. That's the way you know who he is. He's got those automatons around him.
Okay.
Hey, he works for the golem boys. The whole family is in the muscle business.
Yeah, but there's there's the people who walk around as goons working in the family business, and there's people who walk around with 6 golems working in the family business.
Goons and management.
Right, different story.
So don't tick him off, or you can. We never had this conversation.
No, I understand. We never did. What can you tell me about him personally? What he likes, what he doesn't like?
Well, he starts going into his sexual preferences. He's got a long list.
Okay. And
I think
so
we're going to show up.
yeah.
Through this,
And so as part of the pillow talk component, like what else does he like and not like?
Well, he seemed to like the guy that lived here, so he might be a bit pissed that you're, taking over the place so quickly.
Well,
He seemed a bit possessive. Maybe it was his lover or something.
maybe. Did you know anything else about the guy who lived here?
He liked books, and he dealt in cloth.
In Delton cloth. Yeah. Two things we knew.
Mainly had clothes.
Mhm.
But he had some of the really nice cloth. It was really soft, almost frictionless. So I'd come by and pick up some every now and then. He didn't really want to talk much. Wasn't really interested in the gig and stuff, and was very good at not actually saying anything useful.
It's a good skill.
You're never that good,
We all have skills to learn.
but you may have gotten better over time. Haven't seen you for many years.
It's been a while. I would like to catch up and
Shows
find
off
out
the
what's going
muscle
on.
thing. It's been good.
It's been very good to you. Like so this one, you said it was oiled up. It said Miss Feather was oiled up last week.
Still
So we're talking like proper Chippendale Joy Boy.
proper Chippendale
Okay,
Joy Boy.
gotcha.
With the sort of the gothic sort of look going as well, but a Chippendale goth.
Gotcha. It sounds like a cross between like a Chippendale and a Village People.
And he gives you that big hug before going.
Sure. And I'll pat him on the ass on the way out.
Stain.
It does.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Like,
Fratch's rap.
He says, yeah, I'll take it and go, thanks.
Nope. Information.
I did.
I didn't get any information.
He whispers in your ear.
it's not the information, it's sweet nothings about the things that...
And things you hear in your ear, you didn't want to hear.
You didn't get a French.
How about I'll tell you more? He whispers,
That's
he
not a
whispers more in
gesture
your
you
ear.
want to make!
I don't know. My teeth are pretty sharp.
Oh, God.
I'm this close for asking Parry to tank this for us.
He whispers some more in your ear and you feel even dirtier.
Mm-hmm.
If that was even possible. The deprivation of that statement was just so low.
Okay, I might actually need some soap to wash with.
Yeah, the conversation started at pegging and then got worse.
Well, I already ate mine.
And he
in-
just pats you on the cheek and says, "Don't worry, little goblin, I ate earlier." He was nice.
Quest walks off.
And, like, Sharp actually does flick Miss Feather a gold and
He
say,
catches it quite neatly.
thank you, but to clarify, there are no goblins here.
Never were.
Excellent.
Even that pretty looking one over there never saw it.
Never indeed.
Give you another wink.
Oh yeah.
Says, I heard that the rest of the gang kept trying to drop by yesterday, so they may show up at various points. Apparently one peed on the door.
The
Left his mark.
dwarf was a part of it. Fucking goddamn. Alright, good. Glad.
Things never
glad I
change.
tell you. Some things never change. Just put the word out. We're getting the gang back together, but
Oh, yeah.
I've got some other things to get done.
Sure.
You know, aren't you always running around like a headless chook?
No.
You're not?
No.
Things have changed?
Not
you
all of
actually
them.
managed to narrow your focus for the first time ever?
Let's go for one miracle at a time.
I'm just imagining like this conversation happening in front of everyone else, and everyone else is going behind you.
Yeah, and everyone's there going.
He says, "Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you won't see too many shinies on the way." He says as he walks out. And you can hear it, he
Nice to meet you, Mr. Feather.
he high fives you on the way past, and then gives you another hug.
Miss.
Me.
Yeah, Miss
Feather.
Feather.
Ah, someone had Mr. Feather. Miss Feather.
MZ, right?
No, Mr.
No,
Feather's
Miss.
my sister.
Ah, okay, cool.
Not to be confused.
You'd think it's a stage name. It's not.
Okay, so he heads off quite happily, jaunting while flicking his coin around.
Yep. Does he have like a feather boa or something?
Nope. No reason for having the...
No reason for that at all.
He's
Alright, cool.
flicking his coin.
Yep.
Is he gonna get robbed?
Sorry, Miss Feather knows how to handle himself in many ways. So
Yeah, I got that.
You
again,
want to rob him?
again, your business is your business.
But basically, he's putting on the arrogance of someone who is the "don't mess with me" sort of attitude while walking away.
Right.
It's the sort of thing you don't see from many of the residents.
Body of a gladiator and 0 fucks to give, for free.
Yeah, you got to pay if you want to mess with him.
Right, he doesn't bug sting.
Yeah. Alright. Well, it's good information to know.
Okay.
Because seeing as we haven't actually known what Bezel looks like, so guys surrounded by 6 golems, that's helpful.
So we're going to be heading to the pub.
Augurs entrails, yep. Well, so if I understand it correctly, the groups are Dooza, Margot, Quest, and Kroll, Parry, Willie.
I'm
Zed?
going with the other group.
Oh, you're going to the undead?
The short group and the tall group.
Dudes might need to walk on knees then.
Well, she's the bodyguard.
No, we can be the tall group too.
Are we expecting that violence will be required?
No.
Always expect that violence will be required, just may not be in conversation.
And what I mean is it's the difference between having violence inflicted upon us and the intention
We're-
of inflicting it upon others.
No, look, by all accounts, Bezel Ardok was a friend to the friend to Horace who lived here, so we're actually going to ask questions politely
Cool.
to find out what the heck is going on.
Yes, you're just gonna go straight into a chair and pull.
However, we've been making waves, so if the wrong people know where we are, where we're going, I'm honestly expecting to get jumped.
Okay. All right.
Without your permission.
Okay.
So we've got Parry.
Yes.
Yes, Queen.
That'll save you.
Parry has some heals, I believe.
Hey, Parry,
So do I.
if at any point you head off to the library,
Yeah,
can you let me know? Because I wouldn't mind joining you.
that's a good point.
There's no city library, but there are two wizards guilds and a very good library which charges very high prices, not necessarily coin.
It's not a walk-in library; it's a
Yeah.
pay-to-get-in library.
Yeah.
It's a private.
If libraries used to.
And books don't go out. Yeah, like
That's okay.
like libraries used to be.
It's like the Library of Alexandria, but you don't get a copy.
You can make copies.
Yeah.
But you gotta sit there and make the copy.
Absolutely.
Magic fixes everything.
Yeah, Alexandria would. Give
Oh yeah,
you a copy.
and Parry, yeah, there is the library here. It's very much the library of nothing is taboo.
It is considered one of the biggest libraries in the world, if not the biggest.
Ooh.
Problem is, no one knows how big it is because very few people ever get to ask those questions and get out.
Damn it.
I didn't know it was that big, but it's certainly that diverse.
Okay.
Well, no one knows the scale of it. That's part
Yeah,
of the problem.
yeah, absolutely.
Did Joshy stop?
But I've got to go find someone myself today. As well,
Yeah.
So
Okay, so as you head off, you start heading towards.
bed.
you start heading towards the markets, and there's completely different feel to the day today. Yes, yesterday got very dark.
No longer lightning striking everything.
No lightning strikes. The
Falling from
storm
the sky.
stopped overnight. Not long after you guys called it a night, the storm dissipated, but you were too busy with other problems to notice.
Mhm.
And this morning it's just like calmer guy, beautiful one day, crappy the next, then the next day beautiful again.
Chaotic AF.
Sounds like Canberra.
No, it's Melbourne.
And you can see about every second or third major thoroughfare there appears to be a demonic knight standing in the crossroads.
So I'll have to do it at a later point.
No worries.
These Abadar Asmodeus outsiders.
Observing.
So I put my little cloak hood up at this point. By the way, I've got my cloak up. We don't have yet.
Okay, so you guys make your way into the towards the Augur's entrails.
Mhm.
Okay, the other guys. You guys head out. There are plenty of cloth here to make cloaks with,
Yep, we'll just make cloaks and stuff.
and plenty of cloaks already made. So
Two
amazing.
boxes of
Someone who
French
sells cloth actually
I'm
has cloaks.
keen, but no, I want to. I can't. We're going to Undead. I don't want them to think I'm like.
Okay, fine.
I can handle my own. Thank you.
Right, so
But keep that trench coat because we can get cheaper tickets.
2 for 1.
3 for 1.
cloth. Doozer, you still got that kimono, right?
Hey, kimono.
The breezy kimono, yes.
Apparently,
He's
he's a bit shy about the kimono.
You still there, Emma? Or have you fallen asleep?
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm here. Just Josh has got a pretty bad headache, so sorry, I missed what you just said.
You've still got the kimono, right? It can look like
Yeah.
a robe.
I think it's time to put that thing
Well,
on, sexy.
it's just going to look really weird if the three of us are in robes and you're walking around not in a robe. Unless you're our bodyguard, I guess.
Hang on, are you in robes or cloaks?
Full robes with the hoods and the deep
Okay.
cowls.
Because a kimono doesn't have a hood.
Yeah, but it's still robishy. It fits in with the theme.
And it has that wonderful lantern lord symbology on it.
No, right, and watch. Here, do that.
I just thought I'd put that one out there for you.
No, Doozer probably will stay in his armor, and I guess look threatening at people who come near us.
Right, bodyguard then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we mosey?
So you guys start heading off towards the undead sector of town.
Encarte, northeast.
That's okay. I have it on here somewhere.
You're leading?
Sure. I probably know the.
Trust you know which way you're going.
I know the city better than anyone else here, I suppose.
She let go.
Okay, so you don't need to roll to know where you're going. You've actually been in this town before. You may not remember all the time you had here, but you remember where it all is.
Muscle memory.
And so you guys are in the cavalcade at the moment, heading across to Arkental while the other guys are going to Down Market.
Yep. Ooh.
Okay.
To the pub.
The things that people say about Ankati, avoid it because it's a necromancy district. That's just one thing people say. But honestly, they might say that about every district for a different reason.
They're just not, the cool kids.
So this is the only place that undead are allowed to freely walk the streets, or they're not going to be considered a nuisance or a pest or something to attack, or unless they're given escort as well, they can be dealt with. Owners are not liable for any damage they do. You are not liable for any damage caused, but you are liable to any damage caused to the undead. But if the undead damage you, in the case of you harming the undead, you're responsible for that. You may be seen as the perfect vessel for the next experiment.
Of course.
And the gaming hall is by invitation only, which is where the undead pit fighting occurs.
Ooh, we should go see my friend.
There's also where the necrophiliac brothel exists.
If we've got time.
Big bag of nope. Right there.
It's a hard no.
Bit of a freak, but I'm not that.
Well, they do have two options: amulet on, amulet off.
Either way, not interested.
Just nope.
But it's an experience.
Yeah, I
Sure
don't
it
think
is.
we've got enough money anyway.
Just nope.
Well, you'd be surprised.
And there's no real big shops or trading there. Okay, so as you...
Is there a pub?
We chiliacs. We
Not
got
really.
the
They
coin,
don't really have
buddy.
much in the way of pubs in that area.
Yeah.
You have lots of coin.
We do.
It's just not much.
That's worth a lot. What are you talking about?
So,
So
as we
that
go
is a
in,
bloat mage who's also rune scarred.
What mage?
Is
Bloat
it?
mage. Yeah, he's also rune scarred.
Oh, okay. I don't know who it is. I just thought it was a bloat
It's
mage.
a different type of rune scarred.
Okay.
as we're sort of walking in, can we like see any undead like goblins at all?
There are various. There's not a huge amount of undead goblins around, to be honest, because goblins were never a huge part of the city.
Yeah, so have we noticed like any or like none?
At this point, no. There was one person that you caught the previous day who had
Yeah.
a bunch of goblins, but he's not to be seen. He
That's
might be
it.
busy somewhere else. Because you did send him on his way.
Mm-hmm.
And you find your way into the Arcantel itself, and you do feel more at home as soon as you walk into the district.
Ah, yeah.
You might not remember it fantastically, but
I'm assuming I came from the brothel at this stage.
no, you actually don't remember. You don't remember the brothel. You never.
I don't remember the
No.
brothel.
You were.
and
You
I'm
were
just
never.
drawn there.
You know, you were never actually part of that lifestyle. You just like to tease people.
Oh, I never followed through, huh?
Well, look at it this way. Gladiators make very poor people in brothels.
Probably, yeah.
Because of the enhancements they generally stick on you. You'd be one of the most lethal. It'd be, you want to end your life in a brothel? Here's where you go. And then become the next, serving person. So, okay, so places in this area that you know of from being here is Last Rites. A storefront is actually here. It is crossed between a mortuary and an alchemist's lab. So those of you who like to get supplies of the dead, there's the place you go to it. There is the Palace of the Child Goddess. One of the gods of the city is a child goddess.
I'm gonna go by fidget by chance.
No one ever sees them. They're carried around in boxes that occasionally are very disturbing. You'll look at it this way: the boxes disturb you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a steel box
It is a steel box
carried through by bearers
on a regular basis.
Like does a circuit around the division.
Occasionally, the boxes scream and shake and distort, and
from whatever's been inside it, and they say that's the child goddess.
And they say it's a child goddess. And if that's a child goddess, you never really want to meet it.
I'm getting a very strong child pornography trafficking ring.
I'm more concerned about the child inside the steel box that dents it.
And the question is, what is a child of? They call it a child goddess.
Say what that is.
But what does a child of a god actually look like? And which god? Because each of the gods are unique. Yeah. If it's the child of Rovagog, you guys are in big doo-doo.
Yeah, the high priestess is actually quite diplomatic and lovely, but doesn't ever tell you what the hell is going on.
Unless you're indoctrinated, no one knows. So no one ever talks about Scientology unless you're indoctrinated.
It's Fight Club.
How do you get indoctrinated?
You basically get your mind completely zapped. You give away all your worldly possessions
And become an NPC.
Any chance of progression in the storyline.
But you get to find out what's in the box?
Your character does, but you don't.
They tell you get 20 bucks in the box.
And you might end up being in the box.
Of course. Well, I mean...
That might be how they get people in the box. We don't know!
Fed to the thing in the box.
It's like the story of the monk.
And so the crunching noise people hear as the box is carried around next time is whatever's in the box eating you. Okay, so there is a gaming hall called the Throne Bones, where you used to work. You remember serving there at one stage until you lost too many bets. And that's the last thing you remember?
Wow. So I was alive?
That was when you were alive.
Oh, okay, yep.
And that was before you became a gladiator.
Yes.
That was how you become a gladiator.
Yep.
You put bets on the wrong fighter.
Doesn't sound like me at all. Maybe it was my plan.
And there is the brothel known as the White Lady, with the dead room.
Well, yeah, white lady, right?
And there is the reanimations. The place where you had been told by the Pathfinders that you'd been brought back.
Oh, cool. So is that where like the actual necromancers go to do their necromancy stuff, or?
I know that that's
like
where the cheap ass necromancers go to do the cheap ass necromancy.
Came from a cheap ass necromancer.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insulting.
It is. It was extremely insulting when you found out about it, so you blanked it out. You're only
No,
remembering
they're
now
still
that you went.
going.
You only remember now that you've
Oh,
been
that's right,
here.
yeah.
Well, everyone buys stuff from the cheap guy because the expensive guy is so expensive,
Yeah.
and the cheap guy keeps the work running.
Taking my meds.
You're taking your meds.
And the expensive guy is actually half respectable. He actually has like provenance on the corpses that he deals with. So he doesn't accidentally he doesn't just take them from thieves or off the street. He's like only takes willing corpses,
Yes.
corpses that have been willingly sold.
And the reanimators do an okay job. They're just not the best at it.
I guess we head there, so we can find out who was bringing all the goblins back.
Okay, as you guys head in, I'm going to switch over to the other ones. Okay, so entering the down markets. Everything here is busier than the day before. There are more people here jostling you than any other time.
No acid rain.
No acid rain. Except for there is a circle of space around Miss Sharp. No one is getting
in
within
the
touching
other
distance
party?
of Miss Sharp. You do notice your runes are glowing.
Well, ordinarily, the only runes that would be visible
There's one right on your forehead at the moment.
would be the ones on the face, because everything else is generally covered.
And he's actually glowing through your clothes.
So the runes are glowing through my clothes.
Yeah.
This is hardcore bullshit.
It is. There is a reason why it was a later storyline.
It is what it is.
So yes, so people, they're sort of looking and going, and just walking past because when you're walking through the things, you can see the augur's entrails and golems with similar looking runes glowing through their armor, standing on guard. He's got the same style runes as some of these golems.
That actually makes me feel better.
There was a story for that.
Cool.
And
Was.
and
Yeah, we ruined it.
as you reach the doors to the
Augur's
tavern,
entrails.
you do notice that the Augur's temple is open. So back to the necromancer.
When we finish here, maybe we drop by and see what's what.
Maybe. As long as it's not going to take long.
Okay, so as you walk in, you hear this voice boom from the back. Margot! I recognise that gate anywhere.
Okay, I look to see who it is before I say anything.
Okay, it is a human. He's got long, dirty hair, streaks of soot covering various parts of his face, a splatter of blood across the front of his chest. He's carrying around a couple of surgeon's tools,
Bone saw.
ribs shatter, splitter sort of thing. He says, "It's been ages since I've seen you. How are you doing? Is that left arm working properly now?"
Do I recognise him or not? At this stage?
You do recognise him,
I don't know who it is.
but he was one of the necromancers who worked the Fight Club, the Gladiator Pits, and his face is disturbingly familiar, like it's spent a bit of time with him.
Hey there, sexy. How's business?
Much better that you're back. Are you going to go join the ring again? I know I can do it. You were my best gladiator.
Oh, I know I was, babe. I don't know. I'll have to see if I have time. I'm pretty busy at the moment.
That's okay. It only requires, a quick death, and then I'll sign your body back in again.
I won't say no, but I'm not saying yes right now. But I am here for some information.
Sure. What you like, lovely bones?
I like that.
That's good. That's good.
Why the fuck are all the goblins undead? Who did that? Was that your
Oh,
work?
I did some of that work. That they basically said, if I animate one body, they'll bring me 3. So I said, sure.
Who said that?
Some guy who was collecting goblins.
Any idea who?
He was, tallish, vaguely human, wore a hood, had a weird ass accent. Sounded like he was from one of those like Chalax people. Just likes to have that air of superiority about him.
Oh, them fuckers. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that they all sounded like to me, and sometimes I can't understand a damn thing they're saying. But when he was offering free bodies for very little work, sure.
So did he say what he wanted it for?
He just wanted a bunch of goblins animated for a wagon.
Why'd they all die?
Well, some of them were, stab wounds. A couple were mobbed. There was one that was hung. There was a few that were burnt. They were the hardest to animate because, honestly, I didn't think their feet would survive the process. Then there was the decapitated one. That was a laugh because I actually managed to glue the head on backwards.
Ah.
And it still works.
I think that was my uncle, Bob. Uncle Bob.
Well, hey, maybe Bob's seeing things in a new light now. He comes over and starts playing with your head. Yeah, similar most structure to you, so probably related.
Mm-hmm.
So who did the burning and the hanging and the mobbing and the stabbing?
Natives. Kamaga's a crazy place.
Anything
Poke them
happen
and they
near
come
here?
in and kill you.
Anything happen near here?
No, that happened here. I had no need to kill anything. I only deal with the dead. And you, my lovely, because, hey, I just love those burns. You won me so much money. It was a shame to let you go back to life.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Apparently your sister died.
Nah, figured.
When a Pharasma cleric shows up in a temple in a necromancer's den with all her clerics, it's hard to say no to her.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's not very often you get to witness a Pharasma miracle in a den of a necromancer.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
So, apparently I was the first thing you saw when you woke up.
Nah, I could never forget your face. Anything else you want to ask?
Though you did scream for a full 3 days straight before you actually stopped doing anything. It was good times.
Do you reckon, does the city hold you in high regard?
Nope.
Nope. Good enough for me.
Nope.
We're looking for Pathfinders.
Honesty.
Oh, I got on the back.
Can I have a look?
Sure. He takes you into and points you to a dead body.
I'll
Anything
investigate.
on the dead body? Yeah. I'll keep making small chat, find out who's in the ring and whatnot as we look. Just being all sexy friendly as I am.
Okay, so this guy is lying on a slab, stripped of everything, has a mark of the Grand Lodge on his right wrist.
Ask him where he found this one.
Oh, this one was donated.
Oh, by who?
Someone who said that he wasn't needed anymore. I could do what I like with it.
Male, female, tall, short,
He's
ugly.
male.
The one who dropped him
Oh,
off.
the one who dropped him off. I don't care. I'll live it. I only care about the dead.
Yeah, that's fair.
What race?
I think they were human, but they were medium sized. They weren't what I was looking for at the time. I was looking for the small people because you can really get into the gladiator pits with the small people. Enough of those ones in a battle, and the big ones just don't know what's coming for them. And it completely gutters them from below. And you can field more small people than big people.
From what we can see, what race is the corpse?
Human.
Oh, they're with human. So the guy who dropped them off and also okay.
How'd he die?
Crystal door.
He looks. I think his neck was broken because I can't get him to animate properly. They did something weird in there.
Fuckers selling you dead body. Donating a dead body.
Well, it wasn't solid, so I'm not too hard pressed. But
Still good for
Take parts, right?
It might make a couple of good wands and maybe a staff or two. I've really had some really good, spine staffs of late. Especially if, considering you've got these Pathfinder symbols on him, I can, call it the Pathfinder skull staff and sell that for a deal. Just remove that tattoo bit and stick that on the forehead.
I like your thinking.
With the broken neck and all?
Well, that's my point with the broken neck being annoying, because that was my plan. That's why I said, I can take the body.
Right.
Normally they cremate those things. And it actually came from the crematorium, because a guy over there's got to look out for me.
Oh, your crematorium. Which one's that?
Oh, there's only one of them. They call it the stack. This high...
A city like this and you've only got one crematorium?
Well, that's because he charges the best rates. Doesn't ask any questions.
Ah.
And will even provide his own services. You don't have to worry about the services.
Oh.
You just drop the body and run.
Nice. I take it he still has all the possessions, or did you get them?
I just got the body.
You just got the body. Yeah.
Apparently, whoever donated to him gave him just the body as well.
Yeah. Chris is going to take a sketch of the face and identifiers. Doomsday, do you have any questions?
You guys seem to have it pretty covered. I guess I'm just sort of looking tough and threatening in the background. The necromancer isn't trying to steal our friend Margot back.
Only this word.
Bye.
I asked him if he has any idea where the guy with the cart normally goes, or where he is, or anything about the guy with the cart. So
him. He's like a local taxi, and he's been using the goblins as part of his promotional spiel. He says, "Look, the best goblin is a mule goblin," so he calls them mule goblins.
So, have you got any way of maybe letting him know you've got a new goblin body for him?
Well, he seems quite happy with the amount he's got now.
But you got no idea where he is.
Running around somewhere with a cart of goblins.
How come his goblin, his goblins don't get hurt because, you don't go and hurt the undead? No one cares that he's got all these goblins?
Well, they're undead goblins, so as long as people imagine they got their just desserts.
Alright.
Plus, people then get to see the goblins aren't harming anyone. They're being useful. They are useful members of society. And they will live on a lot longer than their bodies did.
Useful.
The only useful member of society is a dead one. Racist son of a...
No.
It says the guy who's making a living out of people battling in a...
Yes, that's correct. As far as he's concerned, anyone who's living is not useful until they're dead.
Well, once they're dead, it's pure production from there.
Yes. There is no overhead, there is no feeding, there is no housing.
Zero
All you have
cost.
to do is just, maintain the body a little bit. And that doesn't cost much. Sometimes spray them with some herbs so they don't stink too much. And people are more than happy.
I asked who the best gladiator is now that I've left.
Oh, the best gladiator now that you've left? I have this little halfling guy. I would say had this little halfling guy. He lasted about 5 bouts until someone took his head off. So I got to figure out where the head went before I can put him back together. I was going to try putting a different head on the body, but that doesn't always work out well. They go a bit crazy.
What about 2 heads?
I've tried that. That doesn't work out so well. And then I suddenly have some people coming in and asking strange questions. Mainly because they want to know how I do it. And I don't really want to explain how I do my work. Because I don't really do this, magic-y mumbo-jumbo stuff. I just call on the gods, and the gods help fix things. And the gods don't like too much crazy, so be careful about your crazy.
But they like this one.
Oh, they love that one.
Alright, look, I tell you what. When this one dies, we'll bring her straight back to you.
So, Earthgoer absolutely adores this one. But because liked her so much, let her come back. She is an absolute murder machine as an undead.
She's a murder
What am I
machine.
now then?
Yeah, she's alive.
Living dead, I prefer the dead. She massacred so many people for me, it was amazing.
Did you ever knock off any of the local goblins?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You're good at that.
Did I knock off many of them?
Not many. Only the ones who came to liberate you. So I liberated them and they joined the flock.
I see.
That was a fantastic day.
Yes. Good services you provide, don't you?
I provide the best services.
I might ask for a little favour later and bring you a little something to play with.
Sure. Anything you want me to animate on the house?
You're the best.
Anything for my best client?
Right, I guess we'll head off.
And I'll put the word out, no one touches you.
Thanks, son.
Wouldn't mind room for about that Pathfinder, but obviously we don't have anything to go on.
Well,
so.
no, we do. We've got to go to the crematorium. Because they got the body.
Yeah.
It looks like we are going to go
They have
liberate your
already.
family because he has all the goblins. And I may have killed them. Alright.
The last 3 years, you didn't.
So, and he said, so how's the last, 4 years or so since you've been raised dealing with you? I think it's about, he thinks counts back, about 5 years since you come back to life.
Well, I gotta admit, it's not quite as much fun as being a crazy ass fucking undead gladiator, but yeah, it passes the time.
Well, unfortunately, you didn't remember any of that gladiator time, which was a shame because you were awesome. I did get to tell you stories of it all, though, so I'm glad the stories are living on.
I can feel my strength. I know what I can do. Yeah, she's gonna bring me.
Sorry, Mum, we'll be back in a minute.
All good. And while they're away, back to the tavern. So you sit there, you go, we'll have to look at that later. And you do see that this golem just turns and looks at you. Just nods in your direction, and then turns and looks back at the crowd. Just you.
When Parry gets back, I'll ask him how much. Like, I don't have knowledge arcana, so I've got knowledge craft, but I don't know if that's enough to know whether golems are intelligent.
You've been in the city. Golems are intelligent. Generally
Really?
not sentient. They
Okay.
are intelligent. They can generally follow instructions, and it is possible to embed them with life, but that has not actually been something that fits under the no intelligent undead rule.
I don't know if I've ever been nodded to by a golem before. That seems new.
Yeah. That is new.
I nod back in acknowledgement, because otherwise that would be rude. And we'll head up to the bar.
As you walk in, you see that each of the entrances to this place has a golem standing there.
Mhm.
And so there are 3 entrances. And one of the tables has 3 golems standing around it.
Mhm.
With one guy just sitting there lazily drinking and eating a meal.
I like to do this politely but firmly.
Sure.
Zed whistles.
He looks in your direction.
Bezlardok, I'm hoping. I'm Zed. Got time for a chat?
Are you that guy who's causing all that ruckus?
Depends what ruckus you're talking about, but probably.
Okay, we'll see your ass over here.
Please. Gesture for Parry and
Yep.
and Willie to come in too.
So why are you causing a ruckus in my city?
Well, it's my city too.
Not if you're causing a ruckus. That's a knuckle in the fence.
Honestly, I don't know why or how. Literally got here yesterday morning, and things have been weirder than normal. But what wanted to talk to you about specifically was how I can avenge the deaths of Horace Colgardi.
He sits back and goes, Now you're talking my language. How'd you know Horace?
He was a friend of a friend, and we were specifically sent here because...
He has very nice friends.
Good. And we were
I remember them well.
We were specifically sent here because Horace had warned us that there was a bunch of idiot Pathfinders causing even more of a ruckus, and so we've been sent here to deal with that.
Okay.
And apparently, running assumption is they killed him before we got here.
Well, so who do you work for?
In this case, I'm working for the Pathfinders and the Dusk Wardens.
He sort of eyes you over. Grudgingly says, stupid dust wardens. Okay, so Yeah, under his breath, but you do pick it up. Yes. Okay, so.
Can't argue with that.
Yep.
Well, if you guys can't police your own people, then I don't know why you've set up your Shadow Lodge here.
Okay.
But-
Maybe there's some
But I had
miscommunication.
gotten Kaladi to contact the main lodge in Absalon and complain about their setting up a Shadow Lodge here.
Yep. Do you want to know what's really going on?
What?
No Pathfinders were given permission to set up a Shadow Lodge or lodge here of any sort. So,
Are you sure you know which hand is giving the real instructions here?
yes. Very, very much so. And so, the Pathfinders literally sent a Doomblade of Callistria to fix the problem.
Are you sure you're really a Doomblade? It sounds like out there that they can't even get the fact right whether you're male or female. Half of them say you're male, half of them say you're female.
Both of them have been right on different occasions.
That doesn't help matters.
I like to keep people guessing.
I know you like to keep your options open, considering they all say if you want to, talk to him or her, go to the Church of Callista.
That was the first set of instructions that people ever got. Yep. That would make sense. Well, let's put it
I
in.
showed up there. They wouldn't tell me that, Jack.
When did you show up there?
Yesterday.
So you were looking for me.
Well, you put out word you wanted to talk to
I
me.
did.
So I came to talk to you. But you weren't there. Why'd you put out word and not be where you're supposed to be? What idiot goes running around the city when they put out word they want to talk to someone of importance?
Zed just has a nice deep sigh. It says, "I'm sorry for any confusion or waste of time caused."
And then why are you stealing the family secrets and wearing it around like that for?
So, you're talking about this?
Yes.
Mhm.
Runes are our business, not yours. What you doing walking around with our runes for?
Apparently they were a gift.
Well, who did you gift them from?
I was given them by the city.
Really?
Aren't they a mark of sale from your god to someone else?
I'll talk to the guy who has them all over his golems.
They're an adult family heirloom, so it says he's part of the adult family now. He is one of our golems.
You're a golem.
Interesting. Are your golems normally enchanted by the Pillars of Dreams?
No. We don't go near that crazy shit.
Well, that's the part of the city that gave me these.
Maybe just wants you to join the family.
Maybe it does, and maybe that's a way that we can help each other one day. In the meantime, though... Oh, hang on. I'm not a magic user, though.
Well, I didn't say you joined the family as an actual member. More as a worker.
Have you ever seen people that are rune scarred before?
Occasionally. It's generally a bad omen.
Is it?
Yeah. Means they've done something stupid.
I can understand. Well, no. Really?
Well, hindsight is a wonderful thing to determine whether something was stupid or not. Foolhardy? Certainly.
Hey, heroic
Really?
and stupid fall in the same sentence.
Yeah, I didn't see that when you were
So-
when it occurred.
Generally, if they live to a long life, it was heroic. If they die horribly, then it was stupid.
So the
We
jury's,
remain to be seen.
so the jury's still out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put 20 gold on something stupid.
Well, either way. So, can you give us more details about this Shadow Lodge that's been set up in town? I've literally been looking for you to...
Well, I thought
Get
it
pointed
was
in the right
a
direction.
code word the Pathfinders were using to set up a lodge in Kamagawa. And then they started causing some trouble.
What sort of trouble?
Well, they started killing the Pathfinders of town.
There were...
The Pathfinder residents of town started to show up dead.
But these were just the individual Pathfinders. They didn't actually have a lodge they were all running out of. They were just in town as they do.
So I blame the Shadow Lodge.
Mhm.
How can a Shadow Lodge be honourable? Operating out of the shadows.
Mhm.
Such hard business, you
Well,
know.
it's Kamagar. Here's the thing. That could have been a code word, but the short version is there's not supposed to be an organisation of Pathfinders here. It's actually my job to get permission to set one up.
Yep. So
Is he actually drunk?
Hey?
Is he actually drunk?
Yeah, he's drunk.
Unknown.
he's always drunk.
He's always
That's how he operates.
Mhm.
He's always seen to be drunk.
But
And he says, so I had Kalagi send a letter to one of his friends in the Grand Lodge to deal with the problem before he complained too much.
before who complained too
I
much?
complained too much.
Okay. Well, we're here to deal with the problem.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we arrived too late for Hollis. So somebody must have found out that he was sending that letter on your behalf.
Well, I had a conversation with Dakar.
Dakar?
Yeah. About this. And he suggested that I hire some goons to kill Kalagi's assassins who would most likely go back to his house.
Right. So that was Dakar's idea.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's interesting.
Okay.
That is very interesting.
I
Well,
remember. I remember who that is too.
He's the head of the Commerce League.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And he said he would owe me a favour if I did this.
Then you do it.
And being owed a favour by Dakar is worth more than all the gold in the vault of Absalom. But he does say that Dakar is the most secretive man in Kamagar.
Mhm.
And when you say the most secretive man in a city of secrets.
Hang on. So Horace was a friend of yours.
Yeah.
And so you got him to send the message.
Yeah.
So how did Dakar come into it?
Dakar spoke to me about it.
So Dakar came to talk to you about it.
You never go to see Dakar. Dakar comes to you.
Okay.
There is no way to contact Dakar. Dakar finds you.
Dakar finds you. Okay.
If he ever finds you, generally it's not a great idea to say no.
Fine. But so, can you point us in the direction of this Shadow Lodge?
Dakar seems to know more about it than I do. He's the one who told me I mentioned Shadow Lodge.
So he's the one who knows the next bits.
He had actually spoken to me beforehand and suggested I go to my friend and tell him to send a letter.
So he knew, got you to speak to Hollis to send a letter. Okay. Alright. And then he spoke to you separately after Horace was dead.
Yeah.
To leave the goons in there.
Yeah.
To deal with whoever came
Yeah.
back.
All bad people. All assassins get wiped out. Assassins that don't belong to him get wiped out.
Right. For the record, the goons that you left there were idiots.
Well, I didn't have much to pay with at the time.
Look like you're doing okay.
Not allowed to get the Golem Works involved.
Oh, so this was a personal thing.
Yeah. Family, one thing. Golem work and the Golem Works business completely different to personal vendettas.
Mhm.
And my personal funds were not that great at the time, but I did manage to score 7 people to go and beat up people there. I paid for all 7 up front.
7.
Yeah, 7.
7 people to go where?
to jump whoever came in and did stuff. I paid for them personally. I got to see each one go off, and
So we sent one back, right?
yeah, you sent one back. He didn't survive the discussions we had with him.
So, do you want to hear something funny?
He told me that there were only 4 in the building, which is why he didn't really survive the conversation.
Mm-hmm. So
we're currently hunting the other 3.
the other 3. Yep, that makes sense.
But that's okay. They won't bother anyone again.
No, I expect they won't. All right. So, besides finding Dakar to get more information,
But no, Dakar finds you. You don't find Dakar.
So letting Dakar know we want to talk to him and letting him find us.
Oh, that's dangerous. Other people come after you too. I can discreetly put out the
So-
word. You seem to have been a while since you've been here.
No, but that's why I'm asking. So besides doing that, what else would you suggest if you were in our position to try and find a way to avenge Horus?
Go talk to the Church of Asmodeus.
Why?
They're one of the. They watch everything. They like to watch. And do nothing. That's why they're allowed here. They can watch and do whatever they like.
So, actually, that brings me to one interesting point. Have you seen all these new spiked night guys out watching the street on the street corners?
Yeah, they're weird.
Are they recent?
Only been coming in the last every month there's a lightning strike and a few more show up.
Every month.
With the acid rain as well.
That sort of happens around the same time.
Told you it wasn't my fault.
I knew that was coming.
It's been happening like that on and off. We think it's every month. Sometimes we get a month without it, and sometimes we get it twice a month. We can't really predict when it's going to happen. But another one of them seems to show up every time that happens.
We also saw that with the lightning strikes yesterday, it also seems to be powering up constructs outside Abadar. The Abadar Church. Is that something to do with your fine works?
We're having a discussion with them because Golem works are our business.
So they're not yours.
They're not ours. They're nothing to do with us whatsoever.
That's really disappointing to hear.
It is really annoying because how do you compete with God magic?
Not economically.
Because
that's for sure.
from what we can tell, they're not magical items. They're not constructs. They're not even from this plane of existence.
So
and that's damn
so what
frustrating.
we saw, they were statues that were golems that were being brought, that were already there, that were being brought to life with each lightning strike. So where did they come from? Like where?
Apparently, these are some sort of mechanical being of Abadar that have been sitting there, stationary.
So they've been like statue decorations historically.
Historically, yes.
How very Harry Potter.
Yeah.
How very annoying because we have to spend weeks building something and it's like zap lightning, yay, woo.
It does
I hate
seem that
God
does seem
magic.
very unfair.
It's very unfair.
What was the name of the guy who suggested he sent letters and stuff?
Dakar.
Dakar. When Dakar came to see you, what was it that told you that it was Dakar that you were meeting?
Well, there was the fact that I had a bag put over my head. I was taken somewhere in the city where I have no idea whatsoever. They got to me through the enchantments, through the wards, through the guards, through the golems. And when I did manage to actually speak to him, I was speaking to someone on the other side of a cloth wall who knew all my secrets.
Okay. And that happened both times?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's anyone else quite like that in this city.
No. Be very hard to fake that, I'm sure.
Yeah. And when I spoke to the rest of the family about it, it was like, yeah, I've been there, done that. There's not one ward that he's not been able to bypass.
Like the colour drains from their faces as they discuss the scenario.
And the secrets he knows.
Okay.
Don't mess with that guy.
Yep. During this time, like Zed is like spending the silvers to buy the rounds of drinks.
He knows he doesn't seem to be drinking, but he's holding the cup.
He's holding the cup. Yep, sure.
Are you sure he's a drunken?
That's why I'm checking. It's like that way I'm counting the drinks.
The cup always seems to be empty, but doesn't seem to drink it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was checking.
I'm happy to drink. And my character does so.
Yeah, sure. Is Parry and Emmy, are you back?
They might be still be busy.
No. Okay.
Look, yeah, sort of. The Joss isn't feeling that great, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Does
Okay.
Joss need to lie down and rest?
No, that's what he's doing, but he's contemplating whether to drive home.
I'm trying to get comfortable on M's bed, and I'm just not able to, and my neck is just basically spasming at this stage. So
Hot
I'm
shower.
sorry to hear.
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah.
Would,
it's making me feel very almost lightheaded and nauseous at this stage.
I know what that's like. Not a great feeling.
Yeah, I had it a while ago. It wasn't fun.
Well, if you've been following the conversation, Josh, we were just gonna ask you for your advice if there's any other things that you wanted to bring up to this golem crafter who's drunk and apparently willing to answer questions.
He also seems to be really pissed off about the fact that people are stealing his stick.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I haven't. I've lost complete train of thought this afternoon. So
Okay.
Right, you rest up.
yeah, I'm
Alright. So, in which case, Bezel, yes, we would absolutely appreciate it if you could let Dakar know that we'd love to talk with him through your discreet channels.
I shall.
We are probably still going to use some less discreet channels to try and get the message out to him as well.
I'm sure he already knows now that you've said his name enough times. It's like the horror movie where you say the name too many times and you just get abducted.
Isn't that into a mirror?
Into a mirror.
Does Pen-
Dakar, and then he comes again.
Yeah, no, you don't have to say it in the mirror. You just have to say it enough
Just
times.
gotta call the name 3 times.
I've actually got.
Right, Candyman.
I actually have no problems doing this right now with a mirror. I don't care. So, have the guy rock up, put the bag over my head. Let's just sort this out. No question. All right. Bezel. So for future reference, where I will make sure that the Temple of Calistria passes on your messages promptly. Anytime you would like to speak.
Good.
No question whatsoever. And again, I apologise. That should not have happened.
Yes, these two sisters
You-
just wouldn't stop bickering
you
with me
deserve
whoever they
better.
were. They wouldn't give me their names, and they just kept,
Were they twins?
yes.
Bitches.
They were just, absolutely pulling shreds off me in the middle of the street.
Bitches.
We'll be back in 5 again. Well, I'll be back in 5. I'm sending Josh home so he can lie down with his pillows because
Okay.
mine aren't solid enough.
Look after him.
Would it make you feel better if those two in particular were disciplined?
Can I watch? He says with one of those longing looks.
With one of those looks. I'll check with their mother.
Sure.
That may cost you extra.
I don't mind. It'll be worth it.
Okay. Well, in which case we can make that happen.
Can I watch?
Today's definitely gone for a turn for the better.
I may insist that you pay extra and do it.
So Zed walks out of this with a profit. How do you make your profit? Well,
Well,
sisters
I sold the sisters. I haven't talked to in 3 years.
my sisters are bitches.
comes with the territory.
There's a short spiel. Seriously, when we're walking out of the pub, Zed will happily tell you. But okay, so Bezel, thank you. This has been really informative, really helpful, and I just want to let you know we are determined to avenge Horus and deal with these. They're not Shadow Pathfinders; they're Rogue Pathfinders. They have gone rogue, and I'm sure you can imagine if an Ardok family member went rogue and was selling secrets and giving the family a bad name, they would be dealt with. That's what we're here to deal with.
Sure, you go clean up your business, I'll clean up mine.
I totally understand.
He pauses for a moment. That's one less to worry about.
But if you have any other information about finding them, that's really what we're dealing with. So, honestly, that we're going to go search up Dakar.
Well, they're not in Biss.
They're not in Biss.
I've made sure that's been thoroughly cleansed.
Lovely. Thank you. I appreciate that effort.
We even found 2 goblins there. That was
So
amazing.
cleansed was an interesting twist.
So I hide them on for a little while because, hey, I didn't agree with that whole kill all goblins thing. And so that they're now, my court jester.
Sure.
It's a step up from undead.
once we've got some of the dust settled in from the blood that's about to be spilled, I'd love to check that out because I have friends amongst goblin kind. I'd hate to see them. I hate this whole scenario. Like some bad apples spoiling it for the whole bunch.
Yep. Oh, I'm sure there's bad apples around here somewhere.
There's bad apples in every species.
And most people here blame Pathfinders for it for some reason.
Look, if I find that these rogue Pathfinders are anything to do with it, there is going to be a lot of pain inflicted.
Okay, so back to the necromancers.
So just last thing. Just as a side note, do the Ardok family want a piece, or are you happy for us to deal with it personally? Like, do you want us to bring you back someone to deal with yourselves for some closure, or are you happy for us to report accordingly?
If they're in our area, we'll do. Tell us, we'll deal with it. If not in our area, not our problem.
No, I just meant, did you want
Personally.
Did you want to deal with any of them personally? If we brought you a gift to deal with,
Do you feel a need for revenge?
Darker may be happier than we would, mainly because we don't want reprisals.
no, it's fine. It's just if you wanted to have a personal touch, that would be arranged. If not, we're happy to deal with it ourselves.
We're more hands off and let other people do the killing.
It's fine.
That's why I've got golems.
It's fine. Okay, so
Golem smash, always great news.
lovely. We'll have the conversation after.
So, back to the other guys. You are on the streets, and as you come out, you see that there are all these little undead rats running out along the street from where you are, and heading off into various areas, passing messages.
Sorry, not right. Passing messages.
They got little messages typed in. It's the messenger service of the area.
Can you do that bit first? I've got questions which doesn't relate to you two.
Because that's not shifting at all.
Kind of question whether or not I want to these
Hey, I'm
rats.
Quest. What do you want?
It's okay, it relates to Dooza. I'm going to talk to Dooza about it. You two, no.
I sort of say we need to get us some of those rats.
And you, before you head off, Garrick says, I've sent some messages on to some of my friends with the rats so they know not to pick on you and to help you on the way.
Best bitches. Alright, thanks. Crematorium?
The rats are probably good for another 3 or 4 hours before they kill over.
Are we all going, or
I don't know.
is this where Quest and Dooza separates ways?
Dooza's not here.
Oh, okay.
Right now. Well, I was just thinking crematorium was the next sort of idea, or we walk the streets trying to find a cart guy.
Well, we've got the Bard College, which Sharp wants us to look into.
That isn't in the Necromancer district?
It's not in the Necromancer district.
We've
It's
got
in the
crematorium.
Yep. I'd like to follow the crematorium because I think the fact that we found a Pathfinder corpse is rather prevalent.
Yeah, if we might get some stuff from him.
Is there a Thieves Guild in the city?
Many.
Take your pick, or the undead version or the undead version?
So technically, every street has their own thieves guild.
More like thieves' gangs than
Alright.
guilds.
What would be the best way to approach trying to find a Skazani contact within the city?
Yell very loudly.
Basically, turn to the left, see the first Varisian, and go, "You must be Snazzy." And, sure, I'll be Snazzy. How much are you going to pay?
I wish you'd asked. I could tell you.
Basically, you think just about every Varisian here is probably a Snazzy Honda.
Actually, I did. We had this conversation last fortnight, where I warned you, and especially the and I actually specifically said it for Margot to avoid the Skarsny dude in the promenade, because if you go there and owe him money, he will literally drug you and rent your body out by the hour.
Yep.
That's right.
Good times.
Because I said, while I appreciate that the Skarsny have all these different reputations, that's the guy that I associate with Skarsny, which is the whole basis of my general aversion to dealing with them.
And the guy in Epsilon makes the guy here look like a saint.
Yeah. So in terms of finding a Skarsny contact, you know where he is. You
So
were
someone isn't
advised.
that guy.
That guy is probably the top of the rung here.
That's it.
Except for that's not
Right, well, as soon as M gets back, Quest is going to try and pull Doozer aside and say, hey, how about we go hit up the local thieves guild?
We'll just keep everything close to coming down.
And wander along behind these guys. Totally not sus. Not sus at all.
Pretty sure he's on the promenade. Martin?
Yep. So
Tar Heel Promenade.
I was just thinking that he's actually not very far from the Lyceum where he is right now.
No, the Lyceum is right near Ankate.
Yeah, the reanimations is on the borders of
Oriat?
Yeah.
Yeah. You may have almost gone past the Bard Academy to get to Ankate.
Okay. So, which was do you remember the name of the place?
The Lyceum?
No, the Tarot Promenade place, the guy.
Oh, no, but...
No, really, it is something that can wait until M gets back, and we can do it another day if we need to do it another day.
So, in the bottoms then, so you're going to the stack. Not the stacks, high stacks itself, but the place in the bottoms. Because that's actually the name of the place, is called the bottoms. And you're looking for... You had it before.
So, Adam,
Mm-hmm.
when we leave the inn,
Mm-hmm.
we get sort of out the front door and walking away, my character sort of turns to you and says, so, what do you think that was worth?
Look, knowing that Zakar is involved is actually a quantum leap forward. As scary as it is, but it means that the time frame for us to get the next level, to find out what happens next, is really out of our control. Because it's one of those, you don't find him, he finds you.
Yep.
I've sent Josh on his way.
You're right.
He will... Depends how he feels when he gets home. He has some slightly stronger meds than I have here. He might ask Mark to join the Skype call.
He's welcome to join in if he feels up to it.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, we'll
He
understand.
apologised profusely. He said it's just, gone, and I'm sure we all know what that feels like.
I do.
Quest has already got you in trouble.
Yeah, Quest tries to pull Doozer off to the side.
Okay, so what would Quest and User like to talk
my
about?
mistake. My mistake.
Why is Doozer
He's in the
going
Orient
off to the
district.
side?
Quest wants to ask you a question.
Yeah. Do you want to go hit up the local thieves guild? Try and get a Skazani contactee?
That's why I was confused.
Sure.
Directly above the Tar Heel Promenade title, which is why I was confused.
Alright, well, if we get a chance to stop by the promenade, there's a guy that Sharp told us specifically to avoid because he'd link us to the Skazani.
No, that's not why I told you to avoid him.
That's why Quest understood you told
Sorry, my mistake. He's actually on the Oriat district, which is nearby.
So Quest is well versed in Pathfinder whispers.
Yeah, that's it. What you said, what I understood.
Two different things.
You said don't talk to this guy because he will knock you out and wrench your body out.
Yep.
What I heard was don't talk to this guy, he's Skazani.
Yes.
No, what you heard was he's Fasani.
Yeah.
No. I specifically heard Zed telling me not to talk to this guy.
Which just makes him taboo and even more the guy I want to
And
talk
then I've got to
to.
knock somebody out? I don't get this.
You knock them out and then rent them out. That's what you do here.
Hey, we know someone who might like having an unconscious body.
We get back home and Quest is renting people
What that
out.
guy
Like,
said
what's
about
going on?
the car
Mhm.
and his suggestions make
Something.
no...
I'm not following the logic trail
No.
at
Yeah.
all.
No.
M,
Which
that's
is why I Sorry, go.
No.
Look,
I'm trying to look across
Yeah.
you.
No, I'm talking across you. So you go.
Yeah, it's another link into a point of we can ask about the things we're here to look for, and a side quest option potentially.
Yep. I'm happy to do whatever. I've kind of missed the last maybe half an hour. I've heard snippets of conversations, so forgive me if I'm a little bit behind.
It's okay.
The A-ball, but
We weren't involved in that RP, theoretically.
oh right, okay, that's right. I was interested in what was going on, but yeah, I was just sort of making sure Josh was okay because he really wasn't.
Yeah.
That's good.
So they were discussing where they go next. They have a choice of going to one of the guys who probably knows just about everything going on, the moneylender.
Did we go to the crematorium already? That was
No,
like the
we
last
were
thing I
going
got.
there.
But so what they were pointing out was the moneylender is not far from where you are now. The crematorium's on the other side of the city.
Oh, is it?
Is it?
Oh.
Almost the exact
right.
opposite side of the city of where you are now.
Right near the Temple of Pharasma.
Right, so you wanted to go to the other place, but we don't really know that because we're not listening. But the Bard place is nearby?
The bar place is between the where you wanted to go and the person who is the biggest moneylender in town.
Well, I assume
Who's
because
not
we
at the Church of
don't know
Abaddon.
your conversation and we've got to go all the way across town, I'd probably suggest if you want to go to the Bard
If you're
place,
too shady
ask
to get a
them.
loan from the Bank of Abadar,
But
this guy will lend you money.
As that suggested, quest goes, no, I'd like to get a letter of introduction that's signed by someone that isn't there.
That's
Yeah.
the...
I'll have to be back in like about 30 seconds again because my dog wants to come back inside.
All good.
okay, so
Let me
we
out,
want
let me
to
in,
go
let me
all
out,
the
let
way
me in.
across the town.
Let me out,
let me
out,
While
let me
we're
in,
this
yeah.
district.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, if the crematorium's going to give us more answers to this Pathfinder situation, then yeah.
So, crematorium still?
Do you guys have contacts for your guild in the city?
Oh,
No?
Well, should we go talk to someone who knows the Pathfinder?
So why would...
well,
The dead Pathfinder?
No, real Pathfinder.
Which Pathfinder?
I'd like to find out more about this dead Pathfinder
Yeah.
before we talk to other Pathfinders.
Okay.
Might have some cool shit on him.
Okay.
Crematorium.
I mean, I'd like to
That's
have
like cool
something to
anime.
report instead of we found a dead one. Full
Okay.
stop.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see what you
Yeah,
get.
the magic just doesn't
Yeah.
hold.
So, you're gonna
Even
still...
when you sort of
duck
go
off?
No.
a level or two
You're gonna come
out,
to the crematorium then.
still...
Wait till I miss back, but
Right.
The chain of events is
quest
fucked.
gonna
Yeah.
leave you two to go off on your own thing.
I think we'll be alright. We'll be fine. We got fighter and healer. We're gonna be fine.
Yep.
So you're a healer?
I sure am.
He heals with
I
punches.
healed myself from the dead.
Map of that.
Yeah, it's
The
a
car
shame we
finds
don't
out
have
there's a problem.
Will here to heal you.
Goes to Bezel
Who?
to send
Willy.
a message.
Willy.
Willie!
Bezel
No,
goes
he
to
just saves my
Forrest to send a
life.
message.
Exactly.
Message
You
gets
heal
sent
me.
out.
He just,
Okay, sure.
make sure I don't
No,
die.
it's all Willy. It's all Willy.
It's all Willy?
Yeah.
That
I'll just
message,
remember that.
the thing that...
You
gets
do
the
anyway.
Good old Willy.
We get here,
Mhm.
alright,
Alright.
and that stupidity around sending...
Did we walk
the-
through anything
the
interesting as we
thugs
go our way to the crematorium?
to the house
What
where...
was that?
Did we go like
The
through
car
anything kind of
knew we
interesting
would
as we
go.
go towards the
Okay.
crematorium?
As you head towards the
And
crematorium.
then
Like
if there
maybe,
was
I don't
7 of
know, a
these
guy
guys
with
waiting
a
for us,
car
we
full
would
of
be dead.
goblins?
That sounds very
Like we would be
fortunate.
Like, several percentages.
So-
There is someone coming with a cart, but it's carrying a steel box.
Fun.
Don't touch
Did we hear about this, or is this some?
You see it as it's coming. There are 6 strapping young men with muscles bulging, straining, sweating, completely silent. With their even their grunts are very low key as they're walking with their feet burning on the ground.
burning?
Yep.
I can't touch the floor. It's lava.
Why
Whoa,
burning?
lava.
As they're walking around the street carrying this cart, and you just hear the sizzling of their feet walking along the ground.
I guess we take Sharp's advice and ignore the fuck out of that.
I would like to perceive them.
How are you going to perceive them? With your perception?
My eyes.
Okay.
I'm trying to work out why their feet are burning.
They're unholy.
Oh.
In the unholy flame.
What did you get?
8.
An 8? Total of 8 or natural
Total
1?
8.
Natural 1?
Natural 3.
Three.
Natural 3. Okay,
So
so
my
a
total's
total,
not that good.
total of 8. What would you like to say was the reason for it?
You, man.
Is the sun out?
No, it's insane.
No, it's inside the ring, dude. There's no natural light.
They're obviously just so holy that even treading on this...
Undead.
No, what is it? Blighted ground burns their feet.
Hey, this is my city, dude. Blighted ground bullshit.
So apparently everyone believes you're around you. They're all nodding their heads.
Yep, that's about right.
Quest is very knowledgeable.
He is very knowledgeable.
You've been brilliant today, man. On form.
Yep. You just know everything.
Ah.
I wanted to check out that weird shop before we leave.
Okay.
Find
Okay.
anything cool there to buy. Anime potion. Go home and bring Horace back to life for 5 minutes.
So these guys that are walking, are they just ignoring everyone
It's
else?
hard to
as
bring
well
Horace
while they
back to
walk?
life.
They are
So,
ignoring everyone as they walk.
one of the last things these guys did.
You
was
do
chop him to
see
pieces
a,
and dump him over the
um,
balcony.
So you do see a
There might be an arm floating around.
you do see a person walking in front of them with a some sort
Sensor?
of
Smoke-
sensor
smoke
with
thing?
smoke pouring out of
Yeah.
it and chanting.
Alright. What happens if I perception this? Let's see if I can get better than Quest.
You could try poking the box. See what happens. Could be fun.
15?
15. One thing you do notice is that the smoke from the thing is dropping to the ground, and as they're walking through the smoke on the ground, they seem to be that's where the
Burning.
sizzling is coming from.
Oh, right.
But of course,
okay.
it's completely the holy effect of the walking on the ground.
She got a 15. Wouldn't that be a fail if I got an 8 and it's a crit fail?
Close enough.
Okay.
I basically had the whole thing of once they took into the guy in person in front, you came from behind. You're looking at it from behind.
Alright.
Extra information gives you a better roll. Whereas if it had just seen the box coming from a distance and the screaming, then completely different set of information.
Great.
So the more you see, the more you get to know, which is not always a good thing. Mm-hmm. So you want to go to the last rites.
Yeah.
Yes. So you find yourself at the last rites, and it does look like it's a mortuary, and they have it's a shop. Looks like a mortuary. You open it. You come in, and there are what looks like coffins with bottles in them, and numbers written on the bottles.
Ooh, what are they?
And out comes a
Mortician?
guy dressed like a woman dressed like a mortician. Introduces herself as Horace Atakia.
Nice
I
name.
don't know, I'm starting to think maybe she might have attacked Horace, but that's just my initial thought.
Says, I am here to serve. Have you got someone who is dead or would like to be dead?
I was hoping to see if you had anything with the helping of getting to the dead.
I have many things that help to get to the dead. How would you like to achieve it? Through fire, through cold, through time, through lack of time.
Through discretion.
Through discretion? I have the best discretion around. Pulls out a little bowl of green thing. Just a little drop of this in their drink and they'll never see a thing again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we're looking...
Only 1,000 gold.
No, we're looking for the previously dead.
This will make them dead, not previously dead.
No, we want previously dead.
But we don't have any previously. This place is how to make people dead.
Yeah, I want to make people dead. What are you doing?
Is this a crematorium?
No, it looks like
No,
No,
this
we're in the shop.
This is last right.
This
I wanted to
is
go
a
to the
storefront to
alchemist
help the dead.
store.
I thought we were going to a crematorium.
We are. We're
Eventually.
just shopping first.
Ah!
I thought you ditched us to not go to the crematorium.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the
he
original
says,
plan. They
well,
changed
little
it.
goblin, you've gone to the wrong place.
I'm not a goblin.
You look like one to me. I can make you dead if you like, but I like goblins. Goblins are my friends, especially when they help. Are you helpful?
He's a disfigured gnome, I'm afraid.
Ah, you have to ask the rest of our crew.
Well, best way of telling, I've got 2 drinks. If you drink one of them, you're my friend. Which one would you like to drink? The one on the left or the one on the right?
I was about to say, go the blue pill.
Oh, wow.
So there is a red potion and there is a blue potion. Which potion would you like?
You know, I
Just
don't
not the
really
green
feel
one.
like drinking a potion at the moment.
Well, that's okay. I don't really feel like, not telling the authorities that a goblin walked into my store.
That's
Dude,
good.
come
We
on.
should both go ahead with the things we don't want to do.
So, okay, then we'll both go ahead with it.
You suck as a lawyer.
Hey, potion.
With the way he's been rolling,
The green
it's
one.
totally on
The
brand.
green
You want a green one?
No, the one you were just offering,
Yep.
the $1,000 gold one.
Yeah.
You've got a smaller bottle, maybe one with just like 2 drops in it that I could buy.
Possibly, but the drops don't last too well by themselves. You only have about maybe 2-3 days tops before it goes off. Whereas in the full bottle, it's designed to keep it going for at least 3 years.
Yeah, I don't have 1,000
'Cause
gold.
it would have been 10 years, but it's been on the shelf for 7.
Right?
Ask for a tester drop.
I think that comes
Do
with
you
me
have a
to do
goblin for me to
testing.
test it on?
Yeah. Have you got anything else like that, or
I
can
have
we
many
discuss
things.
the $1,000 gold, and maybe I have something just as valuable that's not $1,000 gold?
Well, I have many things of value, and I have many potions. Very few of them useful for the living. That's my book. That's why I couldn't find my book.
Sorry.
Makes it hard to look things up if I don't have it.
It does.
Okay, so looking for potions to mess things up.
Potions to kill people discreetly.
How much discretion would you like to spend?
As much as I can for, like,
As
How much-
little as I can spend.
How much discretion can you spare?
I'm writing what I got.
We've all got at least 28 gold. Unless you've spent some. Because we got 180 silver from leaving Absalom, and
No, I
100
haven't
silver
spent
from
any.
selling.
Because
So let's go
stuff.
about 20 gold.
About 20 gold? You really want to go to the low end of things here.
Unfortunately, that's all I can afford at the moment. But like I said, maybe there's something else I can offer you.
I can run you through some of the basics and the poisons I have on offer today. I do have some arsenic. It's really for the feeble-minded to use because it is one of the lowest level things, and they're likely to survive that one. I do have some tiltish oil. Some mind-rubbing fungus. Really good for messing up the people who think they're smarter than you. What sort of thing do you have in mind you'd like to mess around with?
Death.
Just kill something?
Just death. Easiest way to kill someone.
Well, I do have. Looks at you. Hunting spider venom. Is that of interest to you?
How effective is it? And how long does it take?
Well, it's normally going for 25 gold, but for you, I'll let it go for 20. So discount because I love your style.
Oh. Yeah, I'm really wishing I could afford that green bottle.
And a friend of mine said to give you a discount, and he'll pay the rest.
Yeah, you will.
So he says it's good for it. So if you're interested in 20 gold for 5 gold discount, which I'll still get anyway, so I'm happy.
But how effective is it, and how long does it take?
Well,
It's
It's quite effective. You make sure that the person well, technically all they have to do is just stab them with it. So put them on your dagger, give them a nice little stab, and you're probably not going to worry about them again.
So it's just so they don't drink it. You got to
It's
stab them.
injury.
It's a venom, not a poison.
Right.
Yeah, that drinking it doesn't help them as much. It's not as effective. But stabbing them with it, it's really good.
Hey, look.
So just a little slice here, a little poke there.
With your skill, 20 gold's a steal for murder.
Oh, no, I wonder
So,
if I should just set this
Deuce is
for
wondering
class.
why she's even looking at vials and potions of just like pure
It's gonna
death.
be handy. And I mean,
Have you met?
tourist. Buy something.
Yeah, it's the same reason that I picked up that, jar of things I picked up.
So is that a good deal for you? You just stab them and they get clumsier as they die, so you can laugh and laugh. Hilarious. Good times.
Yeah, fuck it. Yep.
So for 20 gold, you get yourself some hunting spider venom, which is actually a level 5 item.
It's a level 5 item. It is good shit.
And I had 28 gold, right?
He only chose you 20.
Yeah,
Yes,
so I'm just trying to, but I haven't got my gold written down, so I'm just going to write that down.
So yes.
Because the only reason you'd have less is if you were donating the 10% to the party funds, but I don't think you and Willie were doing that.
Okay, so then you move on to the crematorium.
Unless anyone else wants to buy
You wanted to?
I wanted to ask if he'd be interested in trading some of the mind venom stuff.
You like some of that mess with people's minds? I love messing with
Does he
people's
want to go
minds.
outside? Sorry, Yuki wants to go outside again. This is the third time.
You're in, you're out. You're in, you're out.
Because I have 5 vials of that venom from the swamps of blah-de-blah.
Oh, you got some of that stuff?
Yeah.
That's hard to come by.
You're not supposed to sell that stuff. We need it. We need it. Look, it's supposed to be for brides.
That wasn't told to me.
Yeah, unfortunately, the chilish oil doesn't actually have any memory-altering capabilities like the mold it was made from, but it does help kill things. What it is you put this in the food, and it just fucks them all.
As in incapacitation?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Let's go with that.
Okay, let me reiterate. Permanent incapacitation?
Is there any better?
Well, I prefer specifics here.
Well, permanently, magic can solve many things, so permanent is not as permanent it used to be.
Right, so
Well,
is it then better to get this...
If you can disintegrate someone, that's far more permanent than just killing them.
Yes, but I was after the mind-altering
But even
effects.
disintegration is not perfect. Okay, let's see if I've got mind-altering, looking around.
How much did I get of venom?
He wants some soporifics.
Is it hunting
Hunting spider venom.
Hunting spider venom, level 5.
Yeah, no. The jar of clippings was
How
supposed
much
to be
was,
for
like,
brides.
how much did I get? A couple of
Clips?
doses?
One
It's
dose.
No
Just
longer
one
That's
dose?
one dose.
One dose?
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
What's
how
your
about
I've made into vials.
how about
Alright, sure.
sleepy time stuff?
Sleepy time.
Yep. So basically, you put it in their food, you stab them with it, and what it does is makes them go.
Everyone's bored. 20 gold for one go.
So you have nothing that causes hallucinations or anything?
Well, trying to find the right stuff for the right price. Well, I do have one
Page
thing that really
560.
screws around with them and makes them think that,
Oh, yes.
like that light is so deadly, it's calming me. Oh, look, now it's making me feel good. I must strip everything off. Oh, look, I can dance on that light and then go over the cliff and die. I've got stuff like that, but do you have 1,000 gold
No.
per dose?
No, I don't.
But I do have other stuff like that floating around, but I'm not going to dig that out if you don't have the money.
No, I was hoping to do a possible trade of some kind of mind-altering thing for one of these vials, but...
Well, the big smart altering thing I have is called a club. Because I can guarantee the mind I touch with that is going to be very altered.
Yes, I hear a club does wondrous things to the human body.
Not just human bodies, anybody with a brain.
What about
Good tip.
oozes?
Oozes? I don't deal in oozes that well because, they dissolve things, and I don't have enough glass. I use it for all my potions.
Let me just check which gold I've got.
Yeah, be very careful how many oozes you get because they can overrun things very quickly. There was a competitor. I managed to get some ooze put into a shipment. He's no longer a competitor.
Would you be able to tell me the name of that mushroom that has the mind-altering effects?
Oh, that mushroom. Okay, so you want to get some chitalish fungus.
Chitolus fungus.
It will basically screw with their memory.
Excellent.
Great party favour.
And do you know where in the city I can find this fungus?
I wouldn't know. They don't really remember where they sell it.
Right.
But
so
I did buy some yesterday.
You've obviously had experience. Good to know.
But it's a common occurrence. No one seems to remember where to buy it from.
I know exactly where to buy that one. And you're gonna kick yourselves.
I will thank him for his time.
Good. I'm a hurry.
Oh, sorry,
you
them.
sure?
I meant to say them.
Are you sure? You
Today, yeah. I change every now and then. Change is good for the soul.
It is very good.
I keep hearing.
And if business is well, then I might change more often.
Well, I hope we helped with your business
You
today.
did. Oh, it was great. I got to sell something nice and didn't. Gives you a nice wink. Just like you, my dear.
So, did you get ripped off?
I don't. Well, I said 25 in that, so.
So you got a really good bargain.
So the answer is no, she didn't get ripped off, but poison is fucking expensive.
Poison is.
Well,
Which is why it's no longer an evil thing. It's because it chews through your money like
It
nothing
chews
else.
through your money. So the GMs are like, sure.
Poison this,
you
poison that.
want to spend all your resources on poison that is one saving throw away from being a total waste of money? Go for it.
Sorry about that. Your poison didn't work.
Was it? DC 14.
Well, one's DC 21,
yeah, DC 21.
and then it's gonna suck.
Yeah,
And then
it's
it's a level 5 item. It's literally gonna kill a level 1 or level 2 person
You could kill any of the party members,
easily.
including yourself if you misuse it.
What, the venom?
Mm.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
It's
So he's not kidding.
basically a loaded gun.
So
Yeah.
5%
Which is what the city
saving
does.
throw Base.
Hands out loaded guns so children need
5%. Plus 6.
Alright, I'm ready to head to the
Yeah,
the
alright, we
place whenever
continue
you are.
on.
Okay, you reach the as you head towards the crematorium. Okay, so you're walking in the streets after having that talk, having this chat, and someone taps you on the shoulder.
Yep, so the original
Right.
batch we had.
Alert, but not alarmed.
But well, it's
Turn-
the first time someone's stepped in that.
Yeah. Someone stepped in that 10-foot zone. I'm kind of annoyed that they tapped me on the shoulder without me noticing. But yeah, all right. I turn
Turn
to.
around. There's about 3 guys there, dressed quite strangely. They sort of had this look of they basically moved in on you without you even noticing. You're so deep in conversation, hearing things like, how the fuck did they get there?
Yeah.
One of them's he's holding a sack in his hand.
Point of bright.
Is it black?
My character just starts laughing.
I
willing or unwilling?
I am actually elated. Sharp is poker face resigned.
Yeah, my character's laughing.
Yeah.
One turns to your hand and is holding out one for you as well.
Yeah,
Everyone's being given the parry.
I literally grab it, look, and say, I'm looking forward to meeting Dakar.
Yeah, take the bag.
Yeah, it's
Right. Well, yes,
I just double check it because this is Kermagar. Just make sure there's no live snake in there or anything
No live
stupid.
There's one
But it's like,
for you, one
look at them and like,
for
so this is for Dakar, right?
Willie, because Willie
One
got
way
the
to find
theatre, I
out.
believe.
Got to take a leap of faith.
Yeah. I'm standing there looking in your direction with the bag of
Yeah, with the bag on your head.
Oh, that's right. Lady Dawn.
Okay, so they said
Lady
we'll be
Dawn didn't take
binding
bets, in that
you
case,
now
I
and putting you on a
have
cast.
two, and you should have one.
Quest will take just one.
Yep.
And so basically the binding's not tight. You can actually move your hands if you really want to. But it is a case of anyone who sees you, you look bound.
How does that work?
Well,
Is
And
this-
you
is
hear
this your amount?
Yeah,
Okay.
like we
You
can
were
tell.
voted down, so you
I'm assuming that it's not like a gauzy black that you can actually see through like a magician's mask.
You can't see through, but you can feel that there's
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
movement in there that
No, I'm just saying it's like people are watching and can tell you about. It's like I can tell what they're looking at.
what your profit was.
Right.
So I'm not gonna
Okay,
say
so yes,
what
and then you
Basically,
feel the
what I had
wagon
left, I can
squeaking
make
off.
3
Mhm.
vials.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to
if
the
I've
others.
got-
So while you're heading towards the crematorium, getting through the city,
Yeah.
you see a sign
Give
on
you
the
a
window.
while, so just
Oh, what's that?
You see it.
Survive the meeting with
quarter
this.
off.
Oh, so you want 3/4 and above?
No, a quarter off.
Oh, that's very
Or-
specific.
I shall wait for them to finish.
And or
Well, it's
we'll
our
go
turn.
to the trolls that pull their guts out.
The
So
Orbital Temple.
while you're travelling to the crematorium, Margot sees a site that she's familiar with.
Which is...
There is a guy here that works with Dakar who you've met before.
Rest with Dakar.
Yeah, and you know Dakar is the head of the Upper Merchant Consortium. He's the guy you lost the bet to.
Oh, that bet?
Okay.
Yep, that bet.
The bet?
The bet.
Okay.
Dakar is the reason you became an undead gladiator in the first place.
I'm not so mad about that though. I think I'll be okay with that.
Look at it this way, there are worse things that could have been done to you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I've
Cool.
decanted
And then
you.
he's the
And he's
what?
gesturing to you to come over towards
Oh,
him.
okay. Then yeah. I tell him who it is and moves you on over.
Alright.
He says, your friends have been making waves and you've been requested for an audience. Do you wish to come and meet the car?
Submit?
Do you wish to come and meet the car?
Oh, meet.
He says, to come, you have to put this hood on and you'll be bound and brought to him.
It's just Friday for you.
Yeah. Do you want to go to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
Coolies! Find a way.
Just like old times.
Doza, do you feel comfortable with this?
What's happening?
We're
Sorry?
being asked to be bound and put
You're literally being black vanned to take to a very disreputable leader in town. But apparently this is the way that things are done.
Well, it's basically you're volunteering to be abducted.
Yeah.
What are the penalties?
Jesus not exactly happy, but did Margot just
You
do
ask
it?
him what the penalty is for not?
Yeah,
I'm
Margaret pretty
asking
much
you
did.
what the penalties
I think it was put as a request, but it was going to be a forceful one. I decided to go off the... It was a request, so let's just go
I
with
know
it.
you know.
Plus, apparently, he
I know.
turned me into the undead,
Quest
so... Might not want to kill us?
Yeah. Margot would probably have told you as you were going over to them that this is the guy you don't mess with.
Okay, yeah, sure.
There aren't many people in the city you don't mess with.
Yeah. I guess I comply for now. But if there's any sort of change in that, then we'll see.
They even have a bag for Puppy.
They have a bag of puppy.
Oh, that's nice. They thought of Puppy.
I consider it.
Don't damage the banjo.
You hear them playing it better than you do as they're dragging you along. they even fixed the tuning so it's pitch perfect.
Oh,
They
no,
didn't.
They've ruined it.
They got it pitch perfect.
Oh, they did.
didn't. I had that out of tune for a reason!
Oh, they went there.
I'm gonna have to retune that. How am I supposed to play my battle sting if it's out of tune? If it didn't tune.
So we go along down the shore.
And you're hearing someone playing the last tune that you heard Quest play.
That's fun.
The Lady in Death.
Yeah. But they're hitting the notes just so accurately that it's really ticking Quest off the entire way.
That's not the right orc chord. It's not the right orc chord.
You can feel the anger and rage and upset from Quest as you're being led along to this wonderful music.
Yeah, but
Is it like a jaunty tune?
They're playing it in a slow funeral march style.
No, that's fine. It's supposed to be a slow funeral march.
Okay. So mutually, that was very close to how they suggested doing it to the party. Except they expected the party to be in one place at a time.
Sorry, all I can hear is crunching.
yeah, I'm trying to destroy the bag for you so it goes away.
Unfortunately, that's all your characters heard as you're being taken.
Yeah, you just keep crinkling.
Okay, so you find yourselves sat in chairs and feel some leather straps holding you down.
That's less great.
And then after you think every one of you your friends have been done a little bit longer than you'd expect, and then your hoods are taken off.
While we're just sitting there, because we're not all at the same time, and they strap us down to chairs and stuff. My character goes, Charlene, Darlene, is that you?
and Zed, not understanding the name of his sisters, is like, no, it's not them.
And the thing is, Quest hears and Kroll hear that they're sitting beside you.
Hey, Willie! Good to see you, mate!
Oh, they got you too, did they?
I thought it was going to be...
What do you mean got us? We signed up for this.
Oh, you fools, what the hell were you thinking? This is not my fault!
So when your hoods are taken off, you find yourself in there is light behind you. You can't see anything at all behind you. It's just so bright. In front of you is a curtain with a silhouette of a head, just a head, nothing else.
Like the big 6 foot head on a curtain or something.
Does it have like multiple stalks and extra eyes coming off?
Yeah, is it a human?
No, but I could do that if you like. They're not actually in Pathfinder, but I can add them. You know, branding, copyright, but I can add it.
It's a night tyrant, technically.
Yeah, the spooky wizards who live on the beach don't like those those monsters coming into this genre.
Why don't they?
And
They're actually
you can see
intellectual
some
property
potted
for
plants. You can
Wizards
see
of the
that
Coast.
there are some goblins either side of you waving fans to help keep you cool.
Undead or like
Yes.
alive?
Undead.
Yeah.
Do I recognise?
Yeah.
How many?
Two of them are your cousins. One of them is from one of the clans you warred with as a child.
Oh, Barry! Chat! Oh.
Barry, Chad.
Ah.
And one of them was a girl from another clan you had a crush on.
Hey, yours just got better.
Looks like she lost some weight.
Wrong character. So many things to say. So,
Okay, so from the other side of the screen you hear a voice say, "You've asked for me, and now you have me. What do you wish to know?"
Asked.
Did we ask?
The Z has asked.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
Clarify.
But you were all implicated.
So should we just scoot our chairs over to the side and so you have a better direct angle?
Your group is known as the Z at this stage.
We're known as the Z.
We're the Storm Chasers, thank you.
thought it was Tempest Hunters.
Tempest Hunters.
Tempest Hunters.
You may
I'm
name yourself
just
whatever
a
you
house
like.
painter.
We know you as the Z because you're causing a lot of problems right now.
I'm just a humble house painter. That's just...
I'm a muso.
You can't put his instrument in proper tune.
No, it was in tune for me.
Maybe for your registers, but not for ours.
No, look, it's not my
Or rest
fault
of
you guys.
civilization.
Not my fault you guys can't play an out-of-tune instrument. Like, if your teachers didn't teach you that, it's not my fault.
Cool,
So anyway.
you go for die now, or...
If there's something you really want to ask, now's the time to ask.
Dakar, thank you very much for seeing us so quickly.
You weren't that hard to track down.
No, but I'm pleased we were on your priority list, so thank
And I
you.
decided to make sure you were all here so I didn't have to repeat myself at all.
We don't want that either. We are trying to avenge the death of Horace Colgardi and track down the rogue Pathfinders who were making trouble before we even arrived.
And what is it you want?
Well, we were looking for information as to where they are, who they are, so we recognise them, and so we can deal with them accordingly.
And what are you willing to offer for said information? A future favour?
Does anybody else have any other votes or things that they want to put up for barter?
Your life.
Your instrument doesn't count, says, looking at, you see the head look at Quest.
That's good.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I
enough
feel
to
this
trade.
is a Z problem we just got dragged into.
I don't like being called Zed, thank you very much. We can get rid of that problem or that title.
Can
it'd
we
be nice.
offer our name? Will that work? Would you like the name? What's up, Em?
Your name's not worth that much. And Em, you were saying something?
I think she was talking to the dog.
Yep. I think Puppy was involved.
Yeah.
I'm sure a
Yeah,
masterful
sorry,
organisation like yourself.
Puppy demanded to come back in again.
Well, actually, Dakar,
Puppy's not pleased about getting blindfolded.
actually, Dakar, isn't part of this doing you a favour, seeing as you sent for help to go and address this situation, and here we are. Bezelardok said that you were the one who instigated the request to Horace that this was a problem that needed to be fixed. We've come to fix it. And Horace paid for that message with his life, so we're here to address that as well. Even though somebody made it a bit more difficult for us by leaving a bunch of idiot goons to try and attack the helpful people when we arrived.
Yes,
Well-
that doesn't make any sense.
The Troll Augurs did say that they would be back.
I'm not one to say that the troll augurs were wrong, but is it possible that that wasn't what they were talking about?
Well, you can never trust predictions.
I'm actually personally very glad to hear that. But that's besides the case. Like I think we're actually here to help you, so we can help each other.
I am happy to make it a fairly even trade. I will give you the information you need if you give me a future favour. That is a fair deal on my part.
A future favour of similar value?
An undisclosed future favour.
Of similar value?
Do we get the right to veto the favour if it's...
No.
Yeah.
Look,
I can't see that being something that's worthwhile.
Look, Zed is trying to hurry this whole thing up.
Yeah.
So, unless people raise some really big objections, Zed personally thinks this is fine. So Zed's actually looking to you all, saying, personally, this is the sort of scenario that Kamagar is famous for.
I mean,
So
I'm pretty sure
you're
Doomsday
happy
gave
to
like
give him a
5
favour?
favors already.
Hey, go. Just see
If he
if I
gives
get
you
any
the
rapport
information.
going on here.
Yes, Margot, I see that you have recovered nicely.
Did you have a hand
It
in
does seem that Zed is willing to give
I
you a
usually
favour
do.
if you give Zed the information.
I usually do, is what he responds with.
that? So do I have you to thank?
No, you have your sister to thank.
Oh, right, yeah, she does. Yeah, that was really
I'm
fortunate.
uncomfortable.
But thanks for your help. This this favour that you
Absolutely.
might want. Any
Absolutely.
inkling, maybe a little tiny.
Hate it.
If
Please,
I
it's
need
with
something
passion.
done that I think you can solve, I will ask.
What's our alternative right now?
Not gonna give us a little teaser.
I don't know what I need to be solved.
The alternative is to walk away and just go, oh well, we failed this.
He doesn't
Oh, well.
necessarily have the information we want.
No. that's
He's not
true as
necessarily
well.
the only person with the information we want.
True. I mean, we have yet to go and visit the Temple of Asmodeus.
There's some time. But yeah, that's a favour from Zed, yes?
Well, it will solve many of your problems.
So a favour from Zed, and you'll give us the information.
Does Zed wish to be solely responsible for said favour?
That seems like too big a deal, but I will on one additional condition.
And what is that?
You will support my request for an authorised Pathfinder Lodge.
You hear laughter from the other side.
So, and then I will... Happily is not the correct word, but I will with... begrudgingly, but with full best efforts, take on sole responsibility for owing you that favour.
Yes, okay, in that case, I will be able to point you to where one of the Shadow Lodge members is currently residing. The Shadow Lodge has officially taken up residence in Kamagar.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they are apparently cleaning out the bad Pathfinders.
Dead Pathfinder just got a name.
What do you mean bad
so did
Pathfinders?
Rob.
Yeah, go for it, Emmy.
Doozle was also going to be happy to take on some of the responsibility, but if that's sort of past now, then...
Well, he's happy to accept you taking on some of the responsibility as well.
Yeah, I thought we'll just let Zed put it down as
Yeah.
he's responsible for
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and then if we want
They're
to
like,
help,
let
we're allowed.
Zed put his neck on the guillotine.
Yeah, no, it's a case of he calls the party Zed. Zed is not legally recognised by the party. If he wants to accept a benefit from Zed, the party is happy to accept that.
Well, the party hasn't been announcing other names around.
We haven't been announcing that one.
That name has been announced around by a lot of people.
No, by that guy.
But either way, like if
It's
it's
your fault.
It's not my fault.
No, whether he considers it all on my head or on mine and Doozer's head, thank you, by the way.
No, sorry, I said before that I was happy to take it on because I'm pretty sure Doozer already owes like about 3 or 4 different favors. So what's another favor?
That's another one.
You got to collect them all.
You might not all get to have them collected anyway.
Yeah, so, where you will find this person who goes by the name, where is the name? I've got the name over here. Okay, you will find general information there, and I looked away.
We're all just like.
Okay, so you'll find them. They're currently located in the Nadiri Theatre in Biss, which you'll find quite amusing.
Hang on. Biss.
Yes.
Didn't Basil just say that Biss was cleared?
Yep.
Oh, he's going to be pissed.
He is going to be pissed. I thought you'd find that funny.
He
And
is pissed.
and he is currently training, collecting his goblin minions.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Does he have a name?
And basically, the goblins that fought you on the Half-Life path came from there.
So we may have more family members of yours to do.
No, you go in first. Maybe they won't recognise you and you can just like blend in as a slave.
And I have a name for you as well. I just got to get to the right spot for that. So you are looking for one Wymond Pratt.
Wymond Pratt.
God, he's such a Pratt. He is.
And is that name recognisable to any of us for
The two of you.
anything? Okay.
So the two that lived here previously?
No. Neither of you have heard that name before.
Sorry, who's heard that?
Hang on. So
I
we're
have.
so we're hunting down a bad guy in a theatre,
Yep.
like Phantom of the Opera style.
Literally. I have a map of a theatre.
That's awesome.
And the amusing thing is, the one thing that he said is that the Shadow Lodge that has started up here is basically cleansing. They say they're cleansing the bad Pathfinders.
Bad
from the
Pathfinders.
city.
Yeah. No, I caught that. And I actually, when Emmy was talking as well, I was actually asking, like, what does he mean, bad Pathfinders?
Corrupt, evil, using the Pathfinder Society's goods for selfish means.
That's just the Pathfinders.
Isn't he a Shadow Lodge and aren't they selfish and evil?
No.
Can't remember which one they are.
Out of character, the Shadow Lodge are like the military police of the Pathfinders.
Right, okay, yeah.
But-
so it makes sense.
And they have promised the city that they would stop Pathfinders abusing their power here.
In your opinion, the Pathfinders that were here versus these Shadow Lodge Pathfinders, who's been causing the most trouble?
Hard to tell.
Or hang on. So, training goblin minions are these the same goblins who've been attacking people on the Half-Light path, killing Dusk Wardens?
Which is why I asked for a message to be sent. The Dusk Wardens paid me.
The Dusk Wardens paid you to send a message out.
They're not allowed to. They're not allowed to talk directly.
Yeah, no, I get that, but so the Dusk Wardens said we've got a problem. Spoke to you to get a message to.
I found out some information about what was related to it. They asked for help in clearing it. I said I could find someone who could come and do stuff.
So
Okay.
hang on.
And you found us.
Well, there were rumours that there was a Dusk Warden in training with the Pathfinder Society, so I got them to be sent here.
Ah, you poor bastard.
Not me.
It's working so far.
And so far, he's caused so much angst and stuff. I've managed to get so many things found out.
So
He's good for business.
Yeah. Well, you kick over enough rocks, you're going to find a whole
the
bunch of
new
cool stuff.
Pathfinder is killing Dusk Wardens and sending goblins to
Oh,
attack people.
this one, we're not actually. I believe he's part of the Shadow Lodge, but he might be one of the ones they're trying to root out.
Right.
So
But
it's
how
hard to
is
tell.
what were the other Pathfinders doing that you don't know which one is better or worse? Like how-
Pathfinders are all crazy. Didn't you know that?
yeah, but what were the ones before doing that it was so?
They weren't helping the people.
And the guy that's sending goblins to kill people is.
He's obviously not helping the people either. So I'm more than happy for him to get
So
worked out.
basically, you've got two rival gangs. Sort yourselves out.
pretty
Yeah.
much. So that's why you guys.
checking, we
This
like-
is why you guys were brought in to deal with this
Making
rival
sure we
gang.
weren't going to save
I'm
some
more than
Pathfinders
happy
that were
to
dicks anyway.
put my voice towards a Pathfinder Society being here if they're not going to make more waves and try to take control.
No, absolutely not.
I imagine
No,
they will, but that's
absolutely
got nothing
not.
to do with us.
Absolutely not.
It's okay. I have ways and means,
And means and ways.
and means and ways.
So why were we not told of the Pathfinders that were in town?
That is a question you might want to ask them.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure out
Because
whose Pathfinders
I
are.
specifically asked to know if there's any contacts in Kamagar. So if there were any Pathfinders who were supposed to be here, because here's the other thing, they may all not have been supposed to be here, but one group has taken it upon themselves to actually start killing the competition.
I think we need to go find out.
I'm not saying that any of them are actually good. And I don't mind that. Like,
Murder mystery.
Okay. You got to root out the bad guys. I've got no problems with the Shadow Lodge mission. That's a great plan. Let's do that.
And who gave us this mission?
Grand Lodge.
And the Grand Lodge and the Shadow Lodge don't always talk about what they're doing.
No.
There are Grand Lodge guild houses away from Absalom.
Yeah, aren't the Grand Lodge and the Shadow Lodge in direct opposition?
Yes.
Yes. Only to the point of the finance department and the audit department are also in direct opposition.
Yes.
So you got someone who wants to fund the police state and someone who wants to fund exploration for the good of the society. Not for the good of the people, for the good of the society. You have to understand that the Grand Lodge is only about preserving the society. Doesn't care about the rest of the world. The Westeros can go to damn.
And also, in a lot of cases, doesn't care about the individuals. The individuals we sacrifice for the greater good.
Yes. As long as it's not one of the 10.
Yeah. So yeah, all that
As long as
aside.
you're not part of the 1%.
Yeah, but it also means technically both of them can be benevolent, but completely at odds with each other.
And both of them can be completely evil.
And both of them could be and still at odds with each other.
So the only consistent
like
factor is they're
corporation.
not.
It is Pathfinder is a paramilitary corporation.
There are
Bingo.
10. There are 10 factions that each have their own
That brings
desires
something-
who
so-
are at loggerheads with each
But
other.
that's a
while
longer
we're all
discussion
strapped to the
outside.
chairs and everything,
Mm.
Crystal's say, that's something I want to bring up. We're not a military group.
And from the other side, I think is, fortunately, yes, you are.
I think you are. I think we are.
You are highly trained militants who have magic, divine power behind you. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
And the ability to ferret out secrets and hoard said secrets and artifacts and magical items.
And also,
That's corporation.
if in case you didn't notice the ranks of Pathfinders, like trainee, agent, lieutenant, captain, venture lieutenant, venture captain, they're military ranks.
Yep.
Nah, it's not a military organization.
And they'll train you in combat.
If my hands weren't bound, I would pat you on the head and say there.
And that's why our hands are bound.
But anyway,
but
so, and, Dakar, thank you.
And just so you know, there is another member of their group floating around currently hunting for you by the name of Vandomar.
Vandomar?
Can you spell that?
Vadoma. She apparently has a complaint for a Pathfinder by the name of Sharp messing in her tower.
Do you know anything about the dead Pathfinder? Currently in the necromancy area?
All I know is a dead Pathfinder showed up at the stacks, at the crematorium, and I managed to get it diverted.
You have no idea who it is.
No, I was hoping you'd find out.
That's the plan. Just seeing if we were to make our chip shot.
I don't keep track of all Pathfinders. There are too many of them. They're like roaches. Step on one, more come to look and see what's happened.
Can be.
So I'm careful which ones I step on.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's not us right now.
No, they can also be like lions.
They can be. Castrate them and they won't come back.
Everyone's just like,
sorry, I found some more soap trees.
yeah. I'm sitting there. Someone's mixing their analogy.
You want me to freshen that up with you?
And then you feel the hood being
the hood's
good.
back over the head. Sure.
That banjo better be back out of tune when I get it back. Look, if I can't...
And then you start hearing the most amazing tune you ever heard played on it.
Oh, no! Tears to your eyes.
It's literally bringing tears to everyone's eyes. This is an amazing tune. As we leave,
I thank Dakar.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, thank you, Dakar. Again, appreciated the prompt
Cheers for the
responses and the good business.
Okay, so next thing you know, you're awake. The hood's still on you, but you're not bound.
I take my hood off.
Take your hood off. You're in your apartment.
Is that
It's been
closer
cleaned.
or further away from the crematorium? That's...
Quest strips the hood off.
Yep.
Looks through his banjo.
There's a cat staring at you. Just at you.
Hi, I'm gonna eat you if you don't stop looking.
Leave the cat alone.
Yeah. You're.
Looks through his banjo.
Yep. It's sitting right next to the cat.
Picks it up.
Yep.
Tries to play his battle sting.
It is so badly out of tune. Even you're not sure how long it's going to take you to get it to the right pitch.
So,
Apparently they did you a favour. They did it as much out of tune as possible while still being playable.
hang on, is it out of tune or is it out of tune for Quest?
It's out of tune for
Out
anyone.
of tune.
Right.
Proper
So-
out of tune.
Quest banjo, 8 strings.
Now has 14.
Yeah, it's actually been replaced with a mandolin.
Half into the neck is for my dear son. I hope your music brings us back to us. 8 strings, and the strings are tuned for 8 notes specifically, so that while he's fighting, he can just play a set of music off those 8 notes.
Yep.
So he's pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, come out.
I get it.
There's a little note there saying, "Enjoy retuning." I'm sure your son
Oh,
will
sinking the boot in.
will enjoy the connection.
Yeah, he spends the next 2 hours retuning it.
We're
through
not.
his
You
specs.
don't have 2 hours.
How long have we been asleep for?
You think you've only been out for about half an hour to an hour?
Just a quick side note. I've been main veining like the League of Legends music videos because they're generally awesome. There is literally Pentakill. Yeah, hell yeah. There is literally a video clip of a group of people storming an abandoned theatre to hunt down a bad guy. And it is
Amazing.
brilliantly cinematic.
No, no, the animators are amazing.
They really are. It's actually got 3 storylines in it, but one of them is the hunting down the bad guy in the music
Are we
theatre.
closer or further away from the crematorium now?
You are closer to the crematorium because you're in the same district as the crematorium.
Awesome.
What?
Crematorium?
Hang on. We're here to actually deal with this issue. What other information do we need?
We're trying to
Figure
look
out who the
into
Oh, we found a corpse.
Oh yeah.
specifically a dead Pathfinder. The
One
one that
of
was
these
mentioned.
Pathfinder corpses.
The one that was mentioned by Darkon that he
Dakar,
that he diverted for us to find. We found it in the necromancy sector.
here's a
So that's the one he
bard.
said he
We believe so.
I know
Yes.
him.
We were on
He's a
our way
bard.
to the crucible.
Okay.
He
Crematorium.
also
Crematorium to
someone
find out
who,
more about where it
dabbles
came from
in,
and their belongings.
necromancy and
Okay.
enchantment.
So, same question
So,
then. Have we not just been given the information
last
that we
time
need to
you
go off
spoke
and deal with
to
it? Or do we
him,
need to get something
he
It
else?
might be
was
useful to
coming
find
from
out if
Kamagar
that's
to
them
research,
cleaning up.
His equipment?
Yeah, we might have something on him, but we would be good to know if it's the
something
cleaning up
for the
Pathfinder
grand-
or
for the
if
Shadow
he's
Lord.
been
He was-
going to
he
attack
actually,
someone
yeah,
and
an
one of the
official Shadow Lord
Pathfinders
from-
that aren't rogue,
Okay.
just trying to
Yeah,
protect
hang on.
themselves.
Well, we could take him alive.
Do you recognise this guy?
Oh,
Quest
yeah.
shows him the
Oh, this is
drawing.
the dead Pathfinder agent?
I have a look.
You've not met him before.
No.
Do I recognise him?
Giving me a roll. Margot would also have a chance of knowing as well.
Oh, right.
They've each had a year longer in the society.
Sure.
Do I? What am I adding to it?
Adding your make it a flat knowledge check.
So, int.
Well,
Oh, and?
19.
19. Yes, you have seen this person before. They were one of the early Varisian seekers who'd come in here looking for operation.
So, under stats.
Just
Oh, yeah. So,
you had no idea what happened to them. They basically had a beat on something and said they'll report back when they find it. Something about that they're always finding lost knowledge.
But nothing good or bad about them.
Nothing good or bad about them. They keep to themselves a lot. but they're definitely not someone who goes out of the way to help people or hinder them as far as you know.
Okay.
And they're very good at smuggling artifacts out of the country.
Do I have a name?
Not a name per se. They basically have kept themselves under the radar in every sense of the word, and has good dealings with the Snazi.
Okay.
Not part of the faction, but good dealings with them.
I'll explain this to the group.
And
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
actually
so what's
Asaran in Heritage.
Oh, really?
Assyrian.
And yet they didn't join the Assyrian.
They don't always.
I'm Varisian in Heritage. I didn't join the Skarsny.
Yeah, that's true. Wyman Pratt are target
guy.
in the Nadir Theatre.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bard by trade.
Okay. That suits the video clip.
Yeah. And he dabbles in necromancy and enchantment.
Okay. So could he be Pied Pipering these goblins into doing what he needs them to do?
Seems likely.
Possibly.
Give Margot what was Margot's knowledge roll?
7.
7.
So, just no.
I know not.
All right.
And as far as I'm aware, he's a member of the Shadow Lodge.
Okay.
What you do know, whatever information he came here to gather is considered vitally important to your lodge.
What is it?
Yeah. He might not be using it for the lodge.
Hang on. So
you want to chat to him before
So
you
yeah,
kill him?
the necromancer enchanter has information vitally important.
Well, he was sent to get information for the Shadow Lodge, but he might have strayed. It happens.
We'll be using it
the
for
police stray.
Yeah, sure.
So we torture him then kill him?
Of course, the fact that he's got vital information for the lodge that he was set here to find is something you don't have to share with people.
And Kroll?
Because the lodge doesn't necessarily.
Whole bunches of mentions of the Shadow Lodge here. What are your thoughts?
What about them?
Well, we've got a Shadow Lodge Pathfinder, apparently raising a goblin army, like attacking the city.
Doesn't sound like the Shadow Lodge.
I agree. They've said that they founded a Shadow Lodge here to cleanse bad Pathfinders.
Any Dick and Tom can go. I'm a Shadow Lodge and do
I
things
also agree. But do you have any other insight or opinions about next steps?
Apart from looking into this more, not really.
So look into it more. Don't go to the theatre yet.
I still think it's worth going to see what this corpse has to say. Not literally, but
I think so.
Well, isn't the corpse? Did you say the corpse was?
No, it should be next door to the crematorium.
You're near where you are is near the crematorium.
Okay, so this is a different corpse from the one that you saw.
No, we're just going to go see the stuff from the corpse.
So the corpse is up at the other guy.
So apparently the corpse went first to the crematorium. Its stuff was discarded and put somewhere.
Its stuff never made it to the crematorium.
Oh, it never made it to the crematorium.
Stuff had been looted before the crematorium. The body had turned up. Someone had made some sort of connection and sent it to the necromancer.
Right.
Oh,
We don't the necromancer's been preserving the body since the body turned up.
So I don't actually want to go.
Anything of
But I
interest
thought we were
would
going to try and find out.
Yeah.
Hey?
So
anything of
crematorium's
interest
gotta
in
have
the body
information
would have been kept by Dakar.
If it was actually found by Dakar, because Dakar could be lying, but Dakar said
Yeah, but
he found out it was at the crematorium and got it redirected,
Yeah, we
so it was
assumed
preserved
stuff
at the
was
House of
Someone
Last
at the
Rites or whatever it was
crematorium
called.
Redirected.
So there's
So
so that
someone knows where
implies
the
that it
corpse
was
came
actually he didn't
from.
actually
So
have
where
anything to
the
do with the
corpse came
transport of
from,
it
find out
with the
who
equipment.
has their
Yeah.
stuff.
Possibly. I mean, it's just we've got to figure out.
Well,
what
yeah,
to do.
Don't get me wrong,
That's good.
that's
Yeah,
entirely
okay. I'll go
possible.
with you.
However, it all depends on the resources that Dakar wants to use.
Wymond and Vadoma are
Vandoma.
likely to be the ones that actually killed this guy.
That's what
At Thor.
that's where the arrows are pointing in that direction.
And the biggest kicker for you guys is
Because
finding
they're
out
bad
that
guys.
he's actually
Yeah, but what
operating
happens
in
if
the
he-
area of the Golden
What happens
Works.
if
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was a bad guy who got killed?
Yeah, no,
doing
that's
bad guy stuff?
that was not lost on me at
What
all.
happens if he's a bad guy who just got killed doing bad guy stuff?
No. Wymond and
Oh,
Vadoma.
Sorry, yeah.
I thought it was Bandoma. Or was it a V?
Wyman and V for Vadoma.
V for Vandome. Okay, good.
They're the bad guys.
Oh yeah.
All right. They are the guys I would assume killed the guy, the person you went to go and see.
Possibly.
Can I
but I'm
just
saying
point
what-
out that one of the most important things we were told as Pathfinders, as trainees, was never believe everything you're told.
Completely.
I've come up with that myself
Yeah.
Well, okay, why?
because I have.
I don't even think we should be trusting this Darkon.
I completely
whatever
agree.
his name
I
is.
don't know, Rob,
completely
he'll
agree.
bring me back to life and maybe
I completely
Oh,
agree.
so you're his puppet.
I still don't think it's safe
No,
to
I'm
jump
that
conclusions
god
about this
person.
Wyman, Pratt and Vandoma per people. I think we need to look more into this before we start throwing out accusations.
Where would you like to look into it more?
I'd like to follow up where this corpse came from and what belongings they had.
Well, hang on, but the belongings never made it to the crematorium.
No, but the corpse went to the crematorium, then got diverted. So somebody at the crematorium knows where this corpse came from. Which means if we can follow that lead, we can find the area the corpse came from.
Which will then also be
So
possible
just to
that we can
clarify,
find
our two options right now are theatre or crematorium. That's what people are thinking in terms of next steps.
Possibly.
It sounds like it.
Or what other options did you want on the table?
Well,
I would have liked to go to the crematorium and find more information about this corpse first before we go to the theatre, just because if it
might
helps
help.
us.
And give West to go.
Oh, sorry.
yeah. Duzar, did you want to go see that Skazani contact now while they're discussing all this?
Yeah, we can sneak away. If we need to sneak away.
You can just ask for time alone.
You're
We're not
2IC. You can drag me off to reprimand me.
Yeah, let me reprimand you. Sneak, puppy.
We're just assuming.
Well, either that or we tell Sharp, hey, we're gonna go make a
Bad decision.
I
contact.
trust.
Yeah, bad decision.
Yeah, I trust you to make the correct decision on that.
You mean there are good decisions in Karmagar?
I want to make a bad life choice.
Zed outright says, I don't know why... I don't understand why we don't just go and at least speak with Wyman straight up.
Well,
And if the conversation turns bad, we deal with it turning bad. But why I don't understand. Like, that's the best lead we've got right now, right?
Yes.
Wyman, definite Shadow Lodge member, definite Pathfinder, definite location.
definite location.
No question
so
marks.
He's not going to go anywhere. He's building a
May or
goblin
may or may not.
army, and we've got two
May
goblins.
may or may not have goblin army or goblin evidence to address with that as well. Why?
Why rush? If we know where he's going to be, why don't we make
Well,
sure we've got all the information we have?
Because
before we go
if we're wrong and Wyman finds out that we know, Wyman disappears.
possibly, but if Willie wants to get information out of him, we might need something worth having to possibly get that information.
What do you mean?
Well, I find that wrist locks and
Well, yeah.
hyperextending
Yeah, yeah.
elbows
We're
tend to get
probably
lots of
going to
information
go
out
with
of
a
people.
violent option, most likely, that's fine,
Mhm.
but it might be worth seeing if this Pathfinder had any information which may have got him killed. Just, why not check out and see if this guy had any information
Time.
before we go?
Just in terms of why not, time.
Well, time is a fact, and I'm not disagreeing with that.
I don't think it's going to
The
take
other
that
issue
long.
is whether or not this is A, completely true,
Mhm.
B, if this isn't a trap.
I always think everything's a trap. That's why I'm still alive.
Then why are you saying this is definitely Shadow Lodge, definitely... we
Oh,
don't
no,
know
I'm not.
this?
That's why I'm asking. But it's like, what's the best way to find out next? Isn't it to go and actually directly find
Well,
out?
why don't you stake it out while we quickly go check the crematorium, and then we'll meet you there, and we
Well,
just all go in.
I'm fine with that. It's just knowing where we are and knowing where Biss is. It's 5 minutes to get to the theatre, and it's likely a half-hour to hour round trip to the crematorium.
So you
It's
get
the
to
same
spend.
Don't get me wrong, I'm fine with that. But I'm just time.
Well, why don't you, as previously stated, you guys can scout the theatre from afar,
Because you might
wait
find a
for
better
us
way
till we
in.
get
too.
back, and then we'll all go in together.
Because there'll be, if it's a theatre, there'll be more than one
So,
entrance
so
and more than
Martin,
one exit.
what are my chances to scout given my current runic condition?
Fairly good. Most people in BIS won't question you walking through. You actually could walk through with authority.
Then that works in our favour then. Okay.
So in BIS, not a problem. You try to walk through the undead district. Not a chance.
Different problem. Yeah.
I mean, you might see people coming in or going or anything, any kind of movement or action, which will give
No,
you some
if I-
information on what's going
But
on.
basically, whatever powered the Pillars of Dream is basically what the Golem works are drawing on.
Yep.
Alright, so who's
Yeah,
going
no,
to the Crucible?
I thought that would be that could be a
I
link.
keep saying Crucible.
Interesting.
You have a plan to fight.
Apparently.
I'll go with you.
Have a what?
Yeah, I
Sorry?
bet you would. The
Well, he keeps deciding to go to
The
the Crucible.
crematorium, but I'll go there too.
crematorium.
If you're going to the Crucible, you plan to fight.
So Heaven's Ladder is the actual crematorium.
Heaven's Ladder.
Heaven's
Okay.
Ladder is the name of it.
What a weird
It's
name.
right to get there. You have to go past the Temple of the Endless Step, who are always happy for you to stop by for a quick
Step.
walk.
Smoke.
It's just a couple of steps, and you prove your faith.
Yeah, it's a bunch of self-flagellating monks, and the ones who reach enlightenment are the ones who try to jump off the cliff and live.
Don't worry, it's happened
Because that's what the founder did.
once.
Once.
And the founder who did that left.
Mhm.
He
Left.
basically, literally just walked off and out and didn't come back again, and they saw him walking off.
They saw him walking off from the bottom of the cliff.
I'd leave Kamagato.
I can do that as well.
Enlightenment is the time to leave. Until you're enlightened, you can't leave.
I think we'll go, ooh, that's pretty, but we'll probably keep going. You're not up the stairs.
And the rub down is nearby as well.
Horizontal way. Does
Oh
anyone
yeah,
else wanna come?
that's where we went when we were killing some time just to start in the city. That's
Does
where
anyone else
the
wanna come
You
with
guys
us,
public
or
killed
baths
some
are.
time in the rub down?
We did.
They're cleaned up.
Are you guys coming with us when you get back, or are you guys coming with them, or are you going to come back to the house and find that no
I
one's
would
there?
imagine the dues are in quest to disappear.
Okay, so Quest and Dooza, you managed to come across a contact that seems to know your names and calls you as you come. Basically calls Dooza because Dooza stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so this really sleazy looking woman basically so much shakes your hand, leaving behind as much grease as you're used to in these sort of dealings. So
Yep.
glad to see you. You managed to make it to the city pretty safe. Do you guys need anything? I've been told to keep an eye out for a beautiful giant like yourself, and a rather small little one who is of indeterminate parentage.
Oh, how nice.
And pat you on the head,
I'll allow it.
and then he gives you a big hug.
Yeah,
Very
okay,
greasy
fine.
hug, but a big hug. Smells like really bad tobacco.
I'll probably come away cleaner.
You leave this imprint on them.
And you go, "Ooh, your imprint. Can we do it again?
Yes?
Okay. Another big hug. That was great.
Was it? I can't feel my arms.
Well, obviously I haven't done it enough. You can still feel your legs. Let's try again.
Try again.
Okay, but yeah, that one you're definitely having lost feeling in your legs.
Right.
Just perfect.
Alright.
You're all tingly all over. Hold the experience.
Okay. Do you have any particular questions, Dooza?
I think we've like.
It's context.
Is it?
Do you have any buddies you need disposed of?
Not yet.
Let me know. I can make him disappear. No one knows. I make a profit.
No one knows you make a profit.
No one knows there's a body, and I make a profit.
I think we're good for now. We just wanted to make contact.
Do you need to get anything shady done? I know some really good people. I can get you good discounts.
Well,
only not pay as many as some normal people do. You know what I mean? Taps his nose and winks at you.
no, we do come with a warning though.
What's the warning?
A bunch of legitimate Pathfinders have wound up dead because there's a...
Well, I'm not really legitimate, so I'm
Ah!
Yeah. Yeah, Skarsny family, Skarsny faction.
I'm one of the clans, you know what I mean? I can tell your fortune perfectly well.
And
You're going to do well here.
Shady ass.
I do. But, like I said, legitimate warning, a couple of legitimate Pathfinders have wound up dead.
I know, I got some of their stuff at school. Got this Wayfinder. Doesn't work at all. I shake it, nothing happens. No fortune's told at all.
So, how much for a shitty Wayfinder?
Another hug?
I'm willing for that.
Okay. Your back actually cracks a bit as she does it this time. And I hand you the Wayfinder.
Cool. Shitty Wayfinder.
Yeah, someone has actually ripped the insides out of it.
Actually, it's a shitty way for
That's the least
Absolute
concerning
steel.
bit.
Quest bites into it.
It bends. It's a knockoff. Someone has obviously copied up what looks like a Wayfinder, and
How much do you like your pockets?
Did she just mention that she had some items from our deceased friend that we saw?
Possibly.
And then passed off a fake Wayfinder.
and then pulls out this scroll case with what sort of looks like a Pathfinder symbol, but isn't.
Oh, so she's got a whole bunch of fake stuff.
All this stuff came from a really dead Pathfinder.
It's like Pathfinder TM.
Yeah, Gucci with a Y. Yeah.
So, who killed the Pathfinder? The Pathfinder.
I have no idea who killed him, but I found the body. It was fantastic. It was such a haul. I stripped it bare.
What were the clothes like?
Bit threadbare for my tastes, but when you soak it in enough, it comes out with just the right flavour.
No. So I've eaten clothes before, and clothes never taste good.
This one was quite well. It had this really meaty flavour to it.
So do you know any other of the faction in town?
Oh, the Pathfinders don't operate here. It's just crazy talk. The fact you're here is just a blessing. I get to see a real Pathfinder. My first Pathfinder.
Live.
Well, I don't count the dead ones. Dead are food, not friends.
Duzar, do you trust this person?
Wow, it took that long.
If you guys need anything, I can get the best people to help you.
If I ever end
Beat up anyone you want.
I don't want you representing
Beat
me.
up anyone we want.
Yeah.
Can you beat up? Oh, what's his name?
Sharp?
Yeah, that sharp dude. Can you beat him up?
Possibly, but how do you want him beaten? So he stops glowing.
Shaken, stirred.
Because I've met those glowing people in the past. They're scary dudes.
I think at that point I stop quest and just be like, no, he's just having your leg.
But my leg's right here. She says, pointing down at her leg.
It's got no bells.
Just whistles.
I don't sell my leg to anyone. Actually, I already sold on my body, but that's only when I die. I've got the contract and everything. Well, actually, I've got 3 contracts.
He almost got your body, so we'll just leave it at that.
Is there anything you're particularly looking for while you're around? I got ears everywhere. And some of them I actually listen.
I don't think we're after any more information that I can think of.
You can't think of any information? Well, I've got, dry brain matter that might help. You just, put it on your tongue and it's supposed to help with your thoughts. Give you memory from the people it came from. Came from some of the best gladiators I know.
How much?
For you, free.
Free?
You're my first Pathfinder. You're going to be my hero.
Quest will take it.
Gives you a smelly, a really off smelling paste. You play it to your tongue, and then you just close your eyes and think.
Okay. Quest does.
Give me a knowledge roll.
A knowledge roll.
It's going to say
Flat check.
constitution.
So, DC.
Plus int.
It's a D20 or a...
D20.
Oh, sorry,
It's
flat check.
D20 plus your
Flat
int,
check.
isn't it?
No, he said flat check, so it's just the roll.
Okay, so putting it on your tongue, you're starting to think some things through. Well, you were looking for Pathfinders. You were looking for this theatre. You were looking for information about a body that was delivered to the kiln. You were looking for information relating to the Goblin Revolution. You were, and all these things that were just coming to your mind as you're sitting there with this paste on your tongue, just closing your eyes and contemplating. So it works.
Dude, so I think this person's legit.
Doozer's dubious.
Would you like to try some? I've got a spare, but unfortunately it's my last one. Would you be able to part with it for a copper?
Here, I'll buy it for you.
Alright. Doozer will partake, whatever.
Okay, so give me a flat check for Doozer.
Freshman drugs.
2.
A 2. Okay, as you do it, you start to have this violent reaction. Your tongue starts to swell up. Your eyes start to get puffy. Whatever it is you are allergic to. It subsides before it actually causes a problem, but you're starting to talk with a bit of a swollen tongue and puffy eyes. And
That disguise looks amazing on you.
You're an orc, but you're allergic to human. This is human, right?
I think it's human. I didn't ask.
You're an orc, but you're allergic to human.
But you are what you eat. That's what we say here.
I'm so...
You're safe.
So you're clean. You are clean. That's a great thing to know. I should eat more soup.
Oh, that was not pleasant. Doozer doesn't like this experience at all.
Would you like some for your puppy?
No.
I've got something different. It's made from pure animal.
No. I think he's good.
How do your runes impact you sneaking?
He said it wasn't an issue, but
No,
I don't know.
Sneaking as in the skill.
That was why I was asking before.
Because I have it. So if I have it and you have it, then we could actually do some...
Oh no, I was letting all that play out, but
So,
I'm totally fine with the whole scoping out.
So I'll give you guys a pause for a moment and go to the other guys doing their sneaky sneak.
Mhm.
Okay, so in most cases it's not going to impact anything unless he is wanting to draw attention to it.
No. Specifically not wanting to draw attention to it.
Okay.
In all honesty, I would much rather storm the place and sort this shit out. But I'm totally fine with scouting the place out with the specific aim in mind of not letting anyone leave. So if anyone's trying to leave, is game on. And if people haven't caught up, then we may just have to deal with that. But yeah, scoping the place out accordingly.
Okay. Well, I'm up for that.
So one thing you do notice is as you walk through, every golem you see and who sees you seems to nod in your direction.
Nod back.
The other choice, of course, is to go and talk to the big guy here and say, did you know that?
Well, Augur's Entrails, like the pub, is not nearby.
And the thing is, if you actually get the people here involved, you get no say in what happens. You don't even get told. It's just, you're told to leave.
And golems crush the theatre.
Let's not do that.
And we need answers.
And basically, all you know is the theatre was destroyed, if you even get that far. Because you'd probably be asked to leave the city at that stage.
The only thing that's going to distract, like
the fact that they'd have to then go in and destroy something in Biss is enough for them to ask you to leave the city.
Yeah, wasn't aware of that additional link, but either way, yeah, deal with that issue afterwards.
Especially after they've apparently told people they've already dealt with the issue.
Yeah, you don't want to embarrass them. So yeah, we go in, we deal with it quietly, we tell them about it quietly.
Or you pretend you know nothing. That's the safest way.
No, because the other thing is, they may believe that they had dealt with it, but they may have a mole in their ranks they have to go deal with. So I would still discreetly go off and tell him about it. But either way, right now, no, not getting them involved. Let's actually ourselves deal with the issue that we ourselves were sent to deal with. I'm like, gift horse, mouth, go.
So I'm expecting at start of next session, you'll have scoped out the theatre for a while, so however long it takes, and then you go in then. That gives also Josh a chance to participate, because there are some important parts for his character.
Do we find out anything about the crematorium?
You find out at their crematorium that a Varisian woman had dropped off the body, claiming to have gotten some Pathfinder wares to sell.
So she had Pathfinder stuff to sell?
Yeah, that had dropped off the body.
Right.
Is this Varisan woman the same being Quest are talking to at the moment, or?
Yes, pretty much.
So,
But the other group didn't hear about it at the time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
so Varisan woman.
that's fine.
But do we know the name of this Pathfinder? Did she give a name?
They didn't give a name, they just said some Pathfinder because they got all this Pathfinder stuff on them.
Right. And did she say where she found the body?
Basically, I think it was the place that they say they found them was in the Cavalcade.
What?
Cavalcade.
Cavalcade, it's
Which is
the
where-
southern district.
It's the district you guys are based in.
Yeah, it's
Typically a
Can we get-
market style.
Can we ask for a description of said woman that had the Pathfinder stuff
Well,
to sell?
they describe her as a very sleazy looking Varisian woman.
Sleazy looking voice.
Which, you know,
Which I'm
sleazy
assuming
looking, Varisian.
Yeah, but we haven't met...
So hang on, to clarify, you're looking for a sleazy gypsy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey!
So it's a gypsy that makes you think sleazy.
Have you met
instead
my
of just
mother?
gypsy.
Dude!
I think by technical terms, not a gypsy. Owns property, doesn't travel.
But no, like calling a section of the Varisian section sleazy. It's like, yep.
So, anything else? Any other information the crematorium guy can give us?
He says he gets lots of bodies through here. Very few of them actually have markings, and he's unsure if that was before or after the body had been killed.
So, who told you to give it to Necroman?
He had word come through that it had been paid for.
He had paid for the body.
He had word come through that the body had been paid for, and that he didn't care who paid for it or who picked it up. He just put it aside, and the body went.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
The less he knows, the happy he is.
I figured.
And how does word come through in this?
Yeah. How does that work?
Messenger golems.
Rats.
Golems.
Rats happen in Ark and TE.
Yeah, I thought maybe if it came from that area, it might still be a rat. But assuming it's likely gone through what's his face.
And rats will occasionally use the cavalcade.
Yeah, undead rats going through this normally get stomped under golems.
Alright. Possibly not a Pathfinder then. Oh no, because you said he was a Pathfinder, didn't you?
And someone had obviously gone out of the way to mark it, you think.
Maybe it
To
was.
mark what, sorry?
So, before or after the death?
He's unsure, but the markings are recent.
On the marking on the body.
Right.
And none of you know about any Pathfinders branding themselves with their faction.
I'm sure we've seen that before.
But they generally don't. They generally don't do it in a place that will be seen.
Where was it?
It was on a wrist.
Inside
Yeah,
the
that's
wrist.
pretty obvious.
Oh, what was the faction?
The Grand
Grand
Lodge.
Lodge.
That's right.
If anyone's going to draw the attention of the Grand Lodge, that would draw the attention of the Grand Lodge.
Yeah.
Someone
So-
turning up dead
So
with the symbol
where's
on them.
this stuff then?
It's an actual Pathfinder that someone knows is an actual Pathfinder that have deliberately branded them
How much?
and potentially killed them to draw attention to something.
How much does a wizard cost?
But
Wizard to do that?
No, how much does a wizard to send a message and transmit a received response back cost?
Sending. It's a 5th level spell.
So that
but
might
also,
be-
where's his stuff? Because obviously the
The lady
I don't know if it's
was trying to
legit
sell it.
though.
Well, yeah, but whoever killed him could have taken this.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out. So has she just got totally fake stuff?
But we know the body was
Just
found
so-
in Cal.
We haven't found any stuff.
The Varisan chick that you're with.
So to cast a
she's
5th
got all
level
this
spell will
Pathfinder
set you
stuff,
back
but so
80
far
gold.
It's been pretty dodgy.
Plus
so-
any material components to cast the spell.
Sending doesn't have any material
Sorry, how
components.
much was that?
80 gold.
80.
So for a 5th level spell is 80 gold plus any material components if you want to do any other 5th level spell. It's on page 294. That has
too
someone else
expensive.
to cast.
Yeah, well, the party's only got 50 gold. I'm not going to be able to. Quest will try. Say, hey, who wants to send this picture back to HQ and see if anyone can tell us who it is?
Or we could just wait and deliver it when we get back there.
Alright, smarty pants, fine. We could not spend all our money at once.
Go into debt, you mean?
There are many people who will lend you the money to do so.
Yeah.
Only cost you an arm or a leg.
Look, the party's got 50 gold, I've got 20 gold. Someone just has to put in 30 and we're set.
Kroll's gonna look over his notes and just keep writing on things if he's found out from the crematorium and just walk outside for a bit and just
Thank you for your support.
work out what the hell's going on.
Red herring. Theatre.
Anyway, well, that was about as useful as it could possibly have been, I suppose.
It may actually be quite useful.
Yeah, so to the theatre. Away!
Next time, yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing that people want you to believe something is just as useful as knowing something that people don't.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
the two of you who are going to the theatre, I'll get you to make a perception roll to see what you notice.
Duff's obviously fucking rude with this guy.
Do Doozer and Quest end up getting to the actual contact, or do we get...
The contact.
Where's those rerolls?
The actual that person at the cart was an actual contact.
Good lord.
Much better.
The Varisian family members, any other Snazzy, aren't all Pathfinders.
Yeah.
But all the Snazzy report to the Pathfinder Lodge. Much better. Yeah. But only to the Snazzy faction. That's why he knows so much about this country that most people never find out.
So I presume we make contact, I have a bad reaction, and we then head to the theatre?
And basically, you know, if you need anything, they give you a symbol to just draw on the wall. And
Yeah.
someone will come and talk to either you or Quest.
Cool, sounds good.
Okay. And so what did you get on your perception roll?
20, but not a natural.
And what did...
19.
19. So between the two of you, you are staking the crap out of this theatre.
Mhm.
So, what you do notice is that it is a rundown wooden facade, and the words Nadiri Theatre is painted across in faded letters. It has a painting of a young, pretty woman soaked to the bone with water and carrying a tiny dagger in one fist splashed across the front of the theatre beneath the sign.
Weird icon.
It's very faded and lettering. The ticket window is boarded up and the walls are covered in graffiti. The doors are chained shut and have a sign that reads closed for renovations. So you won't be disturbing anyone by breaking in here at this stage. You don't actually see anyone coming and going, but you do see lights inside at various points. And it does look like there are patrols happening through the upper and lower floors. This is a two-story building.
Is it run down enough to climb up and like look through broken roofs or something?
It's run down enough that you can climb up and look in, yes. And looking in, you see that there are goblins patrolling. You see goblins patrolling about groups of 6 or 7.
Assuming undead.
Yeah, dead or undead.
They're alive.
Well,
Alive.
they're moving. And of course, it's these guys.
19 and 20 perception. We can tell the difference between a live goblin and his dad.
And these are goblins doing sneaky... Unlike most of the goblins you've seen for a while now, except for the ones in the caves, these ones are doing the sneaky sneak.
Oh, really?
They are basically walking in discrete patterns through the hallways, making you think they're trapped.
Clan bands.
And they are all wearing the Shadow Lodge armbands.
Sounds weird.
Right. Forgery roll to make a Shadow
We're
Lodge
not-
band.
These two are there looking in.
But also trying to get an
Yeah,
idea on
yeah,
numbers.
we-
Like, so they're
we
in groups
still
of 6
like
or
that,
7. How many groups, like the individual groups, are we dealing with? Like
You-
2, 5, 10?
You see probably about 3 or 4.
Okay.
So,
So-
this is a fair number of goblins
So,
when
yeah.
goblins aren't supposed to be here.
Yeah. 20 to 30
Goblin
goblins.
Rebellion! We must be close to 50, right?
Hell.
That's what you need for a rebellion.
Well, the in the tunnels night before last, 300 goblins attacked.
Night before last being the night we showed up.
And one thing you do notice is the goblins in the groups don't all seem to be clan members
So they're different clans?
working together.
Oh.
Doesn't happen very often. It's the only times in history that most goblins grouped together were if the goblins were adventurers, which is exceedingly rare. Exceedingly rare.
Mhm.
Most goblins
Yeah,
are.
no, I understand, but
My family
Please.
is entrepreneurs.
And
No problem with family.
most goblins that clanned together were at war.
with something or someone, enemy of my enemy.
Pretty much, or they were subjugated.
Mhm.
So there's a third one.
Dominated.
That is
Charmed.
that's subjugation by domination or charm or enchantment or.
Necromancy enchantment. You're charmed. Oh, the charm didn't work. You're dead and raised.
Charm worked on me. I'm fine.
yeah. So, are you charmed?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what happens to the guy who says no.
Are you charmed?
Ow!
After we've
She's
done
so
the scouting,
charmed!
Are we, with the amount of opposition that we've seen,
I thought you'd still have boots
are we going to be able to have a reasonable chance of succeeding in an assault?
Well, you look at it. Give me a
I got law warfare.
law warfare roll, or a straight int check if you don't actually have it. So flat check.
Take another one of those rerolls.
11.
An 11 on your thing.
Just a flat in check.
There are holes in their security.
19 for law warfare.
There are obvious holes in the security. Part of it being is their movement means they can't get anywhere quickly.
Mhm.
They've rigged so many traps in the upper passageways that if there's enough patrols in the upper passageways, they're not going to come down.
Mhm.
You pretty much have whatever's going downstairs over and dusted before any group can get there, and if you can lock up the stairwells, they're not getting down.
Yep. There's always a bottleneck, especially in a rundown building.
So we're
They-
trying to send the 2 goblins in
And
to see if
being
we can
goblins,
trade it?
unless they're exceedingly brave, they're not going to come and investigate an overwhelming sound of force.
Yeah. And the general point would be, can we turn them to our side and say, go attack these guys instead?
They'll be unlikely to turn easily, they'd be more likely to hide. If you can make them hide, they won't attack. That's the easiest way of stopping them, and then dealing with them after the combat is a lot easier than dealing with them in combat.
We like the goblins.
Well, I'm not going to kill them. I'm going to send them to
From
attack.
a tactical perspective, you
No,
can
and they'll
probably
die.
cowle them such that most of them will go and hide.
Yep.
Goblins aren't known for their bravery. They're not particularly good at their traps either, so they're more likely to catch themselves in their own traps than anyone else.
I am offended.
No, this guy's building a dodgy army.
How is that different from normal?
Well, you know, normally
Very,
my
very dodgy,
banjo
but
is in tune.
amazingly superior numbers.
So you play your friends on the banjo.
I am offended.
Just like the gladiator, also the necromancer said, like just swarm them with smaller undead.
I would assume that Quest has had time to reach you in the banjo in
Yeah.
tune.
So by the time you all meet up, you'll have your banjo right. in a perfect out of tune thing that does the perfect tune for you.
Ready for combat.
So I guess we're not doing this tonight.
They're going to do a big combat
It's a
late
little
at night.
block.
Especially when there's stuff in there for.
And that is the
Just-
end of
yeah.
part 1.
Remember, this is
combat.
only supposed to take like 2 sessions. It's only been 3.
Is it worth sending me and questing to see if we can sneak in and see what's going on inside, or to distract some of the goblins while everyone
We
else
have
sneaks
2
in?
better people to send in. Or at least 1 better person to send in.
Doozle.
No,
Yes, exactly.
Kroll.
What? But Kroll
Oh,
doesn't-
Kroll.
Yeah,
Why
but
would
Kroll
Kroll
can
do it?
walk in and act like a military member and.
Kroll can walk in as a Shadow Lodge, dude.
Possibly. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I was just thinking, because, if they're goblins and then Shadow Lodge, we might be able to, if there is more than there could be, we might be able to break it up so we can get other people in and sandwich box them in. And
I was thinking more if you wanted someone to intimidate goblins who are scared, who's better than Doozle?
No, not necessarily to intimidate them, just to try and distract them, or for us to see if we can sneak in to blend in and see what else is going on inside before we storm it.
Mm.
It was more just a, goblin sneaky sneak. If it was going to benefit us, which it might not.
First we do the sneaky sneak.
Then we do the
Then
yell
we
yell, and then everyone comes and does the killing.
First we do the sneaky sneak, then we do the rage.
Then we do the
Then we
stabby
grab the munchies and the crunchies and the shinies and we go.
So, but yeah, it might not even be worth doing. It's just
Yeah.
how often do goblins get to infiltrate something?
It's so unexpected, no one would ever expect it.
Yeah, that's a horrible plan. It's brilliant.
I walk in there, do you put disguise kit? No. Do you do anything else? No. So everything else is like, is that a goblin? No, it can't be a goblin. No goblin would show up in here.
And then someone goes out, quest!
Hi, how you going?
I decided to come and join this super weird faction thing you got going on.
I hear you got a party
Sign me
going.
up.
Heard you got a party going? I did. It's really hard to get some of these members in line. They don't really like taking orders from a goblin, but they can't really understand that I'm civilized.
So now I'm here to join your murderous party because I'm so civilized.
So you have quite a few options there. You can infiltrate in with your goblins. You could walk right in with your goblins. You could send Kroll in. You could storm the place.
My vote is to send
either
Kroll in.
via stealth or force.
Yeah, but see, we could infiltrate in, then get Kroll to walk in, so we're already inside. We've then got a major distraction, and everyone else can then ram the place. So we do all 3.
I feel like you're making the classic mistake of thinking goblins don't recognise other goblins, whereas,
No, we've just joined when you members.
a human can see a new human.
Yeah,
A
just
dwarf can
because
see
we're
a new human.
new doesn't mean we're.
If we send Kroll in, he's just some other fucking gnome. Goblins
But
are
he's
just
a
as racist as any other race.
Shadow Lodge, no.
We're just not racist against goblins.
Anyway, because then we'll have some people already inside to do the stabby stab from behind. One taking the attention, and everyone else running in to start attacking. Just chaos.
Hey, can even take my quarter vial of narcotics.
Yes, the quarter vial I decanted to you because you were going to use it for something.
Bribes.
Bribes, sure. Well, I've got the other 2 3/4.
So the clippings, which is purified, he's got 2 3/4 vials of purified soporifics.
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. I think Poppy might want to go out again.
Quest has pulled his vial and some of Lady Dawn's vial for bribes.
Wait, I thought I still had Lady Dawn.
This one.
You've got 3/4 of Lady Dawn.
Wait, so I gave you 1 and Lady Dawn's?
I'm part of
Yeah.
Lady Dawn's.
Oh, part of Lady Dawn's. Right, okay. So I was so confused. Yep, okay.
Sounds like someone's ripping off Lady Dawn here. Not that she'd care.
Apparently, you needed to take your ship with you, or it just gets fenced out to other people.
That's right. She wouldn't care. It's all about the good of the many. You know how it works.
The good of the many for the party that lets you walk out the door.
Yeah.
They were good people.
Mostly good.
Good enough.
Lawful. Kind of.
Only the occasional one needs to die.
Just to keep everyone else in line.
Okay, so if we stop there, we can pick it up next week and see what happens.
Start off with a good combat.
Depends what happens.
Someone set up.